Chapter 5492. Everyone was stunned when they heard this. The savage ancestor was one of the Tao sect's patriarchs. His strength was terrifying, and his status was even more terrifying. Who dared to provoke him? But now a young man dared to be so arrogant, not putting him in his eyes at all. Who was this person? They were extremely curious. The savage ancestor's expression darkened as he took a step forward. He blasted out like a savage ancient beast, crushing heaven and earth. This attack was extremely terrifying. It could shatter everything. The surrounding people exclaimed. Heavens! The savage ancestor was really angry. That was for sure. He had used a peerless mystique the moment he attacked. They didn't know how the purple-robed man was going to block it. Everyone's eyes widened. Xi Ming snorted coldly. He also roared in anger and unleashed the purple heaven and earth handprint, charging forward to attack. The collision between the two was extremely terrifying. However, after the attack, the savage ancestor was pushed back, cracks appearing on his palm. His pupils shrank. The others were also shocked. It couldn't be. The savage ancestor was actually injured. This purple-robed man's strength was too heaven-defying. Who was he? You're just S.O. Xi Ming retracted his palm and laughed coldly. The divine union's people despaired. Fu Hongye's expression was cold. She hurriedly sent a message to the Crimson Dragon and the others. If even the savage ancestor couldn't withstand it, then the extreme grade weapon had returned. Otherwise, the divine union would be completely finished. The savage ancestor was also shocked. Previously, the other party's arrogance had angered him. He planned to teach the other party a lesson. After all, he was one of the patriarchs. The age gap between them was very large. Normally, he wouldn't attack the younger generation. However, he couldn't care less now. However, after exchanging blows, he realized that he was gravely mistaken. The person in front of him was stronger than him. He wasn't even a match for him. The Purple Palace's strength far surpassed the light-shaking realm. Who was it that had appeared recently? The savage ancestor's eyes flashed. In the next instant, her pupils shrank as she cried out in surprise. Could it be that you're the Triple Crown champion? When these words came out, the others were also in an uproar. What? Triple Crown champion? Heavens! Was this an existence that surpassed the Double Crown champion? Yes, it was possible. The Purple Palace master had once told Lin Wudy to wait. Lin Wudy was arrogant, but they still had a trump card. That was the Triple Crown. Previously, he was in a deep sleep, but in order to kill Lin Wudy, I think they must have awakened the Triple Crown King. The person in front of him must be the Triple Champion. Other than such a person, no one else had the strength to possess such power. Everyone raised their heads and looked at the purple figure in the sky. Their faces were filled with shock. A genius who stood above all other experts had appeared. Triple Crown winner. Xi Ming stood with his hands clasped behind his back. He sneered. You old thing, you still have some vision. That's right. I am the Triple Crown King. Now that you know who I am, you can all kneel on the ground and submit. I can give you a quick death. He was extremely arrogant, but no one dared to resist, because the other party was the Triple Crown King. The savage desolation ancestor coldly harumphed. Damn it, he actually dared to look down on him. He also took out a giant axe. It was the Savage Great Axe. Savage 36 strikes. The giant axe danced, and it was as if countless ancient mountains were pressing down mercilessly. Heaven and earth crumbled. This was an extremely powerful axe technique that could definitely sweep through the crowd. When Xi Ming saw this, he sneered. Axe? Humph. That trash Yao Guang was defeated by me in one move even with the Bloodline Great Axe. You want to contend against me with just your axe? Too naive. When these words came out, everyone went crazy. Yao Guang was defeated in one move. That was the Double Crown King, and the second place of the Dragon Transformation Battle, only behind Lin Wudy. But he was defeated in one move. Didn't that mean that Lin Wudi was no match for this guy? It's over. Who can suppress this guy? I don't think any sage is a match for him. Unless they attacked accurately, no one could suppress the Triple Crown King. Amidst the countless discussions, Ming raised his hand again, and a purple spear appeared in his hand. Arcs of lightning and killing intent appeared on it. In the next moment, he waved his arm forcefully. The purple spear turned into an eternity between heaven and earth and attacked the savage Greytax. With a clang, the 9 heavens and 10 earths shattered. Everyone was sent flying by the force, vomiting blood. The mountains and rivers below shattered, and the array cracked. The savage patriarch's Greytax was sent flying. The savage patriarch's body was pierced, and he was nailed to the peak of a mountain after being pushed back dozens of mountains. This scene was extremely shocking. He had been defeated. The terrifying savage patriarch had been defeated in one move, and he had even been severely injured. Everyone despaired. They couldn't even withstand a single blow. Ming snorted coldly. The people from the purple mansion behind him also widened their eyes. They had been defeated so easily. They had always thought that this would be a difficult battle, but the situation had completely exceeded their expectations. This was great. They were excited. If this continued, they could sweep through the divine union. In fact, no one in the world would be a match for them. They were too excited. Ming slowly walked forward. It seemed like he didn't intend to let the savage patriarch go. Another purple, lightning divine spear appeared in his hand, and he stabbed forward. Not good. The savage patriarch was in danger. The people from the divine union cried out in alarm. The patriarch had to run. The other clans and sects were also shocked. Was one of the patriarchs of the Tao going to fall? The savage patriarch roared at the sky, but the purple lightning divine spear was too terrifying. It had pierced through his body. The electric arc made him powerless, and he couldn't move at all. This lightning was too terrifying. He roared at the sky. Old friend, I'm counting on you. As soon as he said that, the void changed. A ray of light descended, enveloping the world. There, red-crowned cranes danced and rainbows filled the air. It was a scene of immortals. Everyone was shocked to see this. It seemed like another expert had appeared. The savage patriarch hadn't come alone. The elders of the Sky sect cried out in alarm. This was the fantasy world mortal realm. It was the fantasy world patriarch. That's right, it was another patriarch of the Tao. The fantasy world patriarch. He was an expert in illusions. His most powerful ability was that he had an illusionary world called the fantasy world mortal realm. In this world, he was the supreme king. After the fantasy world mortal realm descended, it enveloped the world. It also enveloped Ming. He didn't attack the purple lightning divine spear because it was too powerful. Instead, he used his illusions to influence and control Ming. Countless rainbow-colored chains danced in the air. Beside Ming, an old voice rang out. Soul control. Ming stopped in his tracks. The purple lightning divine spear in his hand also slowly disappeared. The destructive power between heaven and earth had disappeared. Everyone's eyes widened. Controlled? As expected of the fantasy world patriarch, this method was truly terrifying. Chapter 5493. That's great. Seeing this scene, the surrounding people were overjoyed. They had finally suppressed the Triple Crown champion. However, Fantasy World Ancestor's expression was extremely solemn. In the next moment, his pupils constricted. Oh no, he quickly retreated. The Triple Crown champion, who was being controlled, snorted coldly. His eyes suddenly burst with a terrifying light. It pierced through the fantasy world. Fantasy World Ancestor was sent flying, spitting out a mouthful of blood. His old face turned incomparably pale, as if he had aged a few hundred years in an instant. He was injured. The other party had broken his ultimate technique. so easily. Soul attack? Not bad, but it was just a small trick. It was suitable for assassination. You want to control me with just you? What a joke. Purple Underworld snorted coldly and looked forward. Then he said, "Just you two old things? Is there anyone else who wants to fight? If not, I'll send you on your way." He walked over step by step, the killing intent on his body constantly erupting. Everyone was in despair. Could it be that even the two ancestors couldn't defeat him? The two patriarchs roared furiously as they joined forces to fight against Qin Lai. The battle instantly broke out. However, after 30 moves, the two ancestors were sent flying again. Cracks appeared on their bodies. Sacred blood kept dripping, dyeing the sky red. He was too strong. They were no match for him at all. Everyone was in despair. At this moment, more experts from the Sacred Origin Tower arrived. Those divine generals roared. They also helped, but they were no match for him. Without a boundary emperor, no one could suppress the Triple Crown champion. The spectators shook their heads and sighed. The people from the Purple Mansion sneered. This was great. In the Divine Union, Hong Yi and the others had solemn expressions. Seniors, enter the array together. I've already informed Uncle Master and the others. They should be back soon. We just have to hold on. Fantasy World Ancestor, Savage Wilderness Ancestor, and the other divine generals nodded. They had no choice but to descend and use the protective mountain array to its limit. The broken cauldron healed once again. Humph! You want to delay and wait for reinforcements? It's useless. I'll kill you first. Purple Underworld attacked again. However, this time, it wasn't just the power of the Divine Union. There was also the power of the Tao and the divine generals of the Sacred Origin Tower. Therefore, it would take some time to break the array this time. On the other side, in the Dragon Emperor's tomb, the Crimson Dragon's expression changed when he received the news. The Divine Union was in danger. Murong Qingqing frowned. What was going on? The Crimson Dragon said that the Zifu Emperor had made his move, and the Triple Crown King had been revived. Triple Crown winner. Murong Qingqing's pupils shrank. This was not a good situation. These experts were all outside. What should they do? Let's go back immediately, Bai Susu said. Yan Ruyu said no. If we go back immediately, the people in front will definitely know. That would be troublesome. Many of those emperor clans have enmity with the Divine Union. If they join forces with the Triple Crown champion, we'll be in even more danger. Therefore, they had to restrain these people from the emperor clan and then send some people back. Although the Triple Crown champion was powerful, as long as he had an extreme grade weapon, he would be able to protect himself. When the time came, he would have to wait for Lin Xian to emerge. Murong Qingqing nodded and said, I'll stay here. Ruyu, go back with Rizalong. You have an extreme grade weapon, and he has an array. The two of you will protect the Divine Union. Yan Ruyu nodded. All right, be careful. The Crimson Dragon also said, do you know how to restrain them? Murong Qingqing's lips curled up. Of course, there was still the 10,000 Dragon Court. Previously, the 10,000 Dragon Court had mercilessly attacked these emperor clans. Now, I'll take the lead and join forces with these emperor clans to destroy the 10,000 Dragon Court first. As long as a war broke out, it would not end in a short time. These emperor clans would not be able to deal with the Divine Union. All right, they would split up this time. Murong Qingqing, Bai Susu, and the others prepared to join forces with the emperor clans to attack the 10,000 Dragon Court. As for Yan Ruyu and the Crimson Dragon, the two of them left quietly. These two were experts. Yan Ruyu even had an emperor weapon. If she left under normal circumstances, she would definitely attract the attention of others. However, Murong Qingqing struck first to gain the initiative. When these people left the Dragon Emperor's tomb, Murong Qingqing said, Everyone, I think it's time to settle some grudges. Hearing this, the pupils of the Golden Crow tribe and the Purple Mansion sect shrank. Did he want to start a war? They thought that Murong Qingcheng wanted to attack them. However, Murong Qingcheng shook his head. No. Do you still remember what happened at the Imperial Spirit Garden? Back then, Huanlong controlled all of us. How did the 10,000 Dragon Court deal with us? They relied on Huanlong's power to steal our storage rings and kill our fellow sect members. Don't you think this grudge should be avenged? The Qilin tribe gritted their teeth when they heard this. The Golden Crow clan, the Twins of Destiny clan, and the others all frowned. However, this was the case. The 10,000 Dragon Court had really wanted to kill all of them at the Imperial Spirit Garden. If they did not have extreme-grade weapons to protect themselves, they would have died long ago. That's right, it was time for revenge. The Fire Qilin also stared at the 10,000 Dragon Court. The Purple Mansion sect's lips curled up. It seemed like they had to let the 10,000 Dragon Court know the consequences of offending them. The others nodded. They were doing this to take revenge. However, they also had another thought. They had entered the Dragon Emperor's tomb and obtained many treasures. Although this number could not be compared to what Lin Xian had obtained, but after all, they had stolen the Dragon Emperor's things. The 10,000 Dragon Court could not do anything now, but when they recovered in the future, would they take revenge on them one by one? When the time came, would they be able to block them? So now, why not work together to destroy the 10,000 Dragon Court? Then they would have nothing to worry about. Damn it, how dare you? The 10,000 Dragon Court people hollered in rage and stared at Murong Qingcheng. Murong Qingcheng scoffed coldly. What did he not dare to do? He instantly charged out. The desolate tower suppressed the area. The 10,000 Dragon Court's Long Mu roared, and Long Tu attacked. Damn it, I will fight it out with you all. After the two of them attacked, the other Emperor race people also attacked. The clan of the Ancients also provided strength. They were determined to suppress the 10,000 Dragon Court. After all, they had stolen the tomb of the Emperor, so they were definitely going to take revenge. Therefore, these people did not show any mercy when they attacked. Just like that, an earth-shattering battle broke out. The 10,000 Dragon Court was forced to retreat. However, although they were suppressed, they were in the Dragon Emperor's territory. Moreover, Long Mu was also one step away from the sage stage. He was very strong. It was impossible for the other party to kill him in an instant. However, based on this lineup, it was only a matter of time before they lost. At the same time, in the depths of the Dragon Palace tomb, Lin Xian frowned. He had also received news that the Divine Union was in danger. The Triple Crown King of the Z Mansion sect had also awakened. Was the other party coming for him? A cold killing intent appeared in his eyes. Chapter 54-94. DeLong flew out and asked, "What's wrong? Is your soul very unstable?" Lin Xian suppressed his killing intent. "It seems like I'll have to leave early if someone dares to attack my sect." DeLong said, "Wait a little longer. You can leave after you break through to the peak of the Great Sage Realm. You can slowly refine the remaining power in the future." Lin Xian nodded. "Give me 2 more days, and I'll be able to break through." At this point, his eyes flashed with a terrifying radiance. The power in his body became even more terrifying, and the flame between his eyebrows became even more mysterious. He was trying his best to break through. On the other side, Murong Qingcheng and the others were fighting a terrifying battle. Yan Ruyu and the Crimson Dragon were constantly building the space transportation array. They finally returned to St. Distant Ancient City. By the time they arrived, their expressions had become extremely solemn. This was because they sensed an extremely terrifying power emanating from it. Oh no, the Divine Union was really in danger. However, the Divine Union's array formation was shattered once again. Ziming sneered. "A bunch of ants. Do you think you can escape my pursuit? What a joke. I'll let you know what despair is. He raised his hand. A terrifying handprint appeared between heaven and earth. It was like the handprint of a deity. If this handprint landed, half of the divine union would probably be turned into ashes. It was over. The divine union would probably cease to exist from now on. The people in the distance also shook their heads. Below, Hong Yi, Shengguan, Xiaoxian, and the others were in despair. Even the savage wilderness ancestor. And the others were gnashing their teeth. Damn it, just the Triple Crown champion was already so terrifying. Furthermore, the elites of the Purple Mansion realm had yet to make their move. It was over. The huge handprint in the sky descended. Everyone sighed. The people of the Divine Union closed their eyes. No, they let out an unwilling roar. An earth-shattering sound rang out. The sky collapsed and the earth cracked. Thousands of large cracks spread out in all directions like space dragons bearing their fangs and brandishing their claws. The people in the ancient city were forced to retreat. The entire ancient city was shaking violently. Everyone in the ancient city looked up at the sky. The older generation powerhouses were terrified while the younger disciples were kneeling on the ground. Was the divine union going to be destroyed? Some clans shook their heads and sighed. Many people rose into the air and looked into the distance. That place should be in ruins, but when they opened their eyes to look, they were stunned. The smile on the faces of the people from the Purple Mansion sect also disappeared, replaced by an ugly expression. The purple palm print was blocked, and a green lotus bloomed between heaven and earth. It was extremely terrifying. The green lotus swayed gently, and the purple palm print instantly shattered the heavens and the earth. Moreover, a terrifying aura flew towards Ziming. Ziming's pupils shrank. His figure instantly tore open the void and disappeared. The place where he was originally standing shattered and turned into a black hole. He appeared on the other side. His face turned cold. Extreme weapon. The others were also in an uproar. Had the Divine Union's reinforcements arrived? Had Lin Wudi and the others returned? They looked in all directions. However, they discovered that only two figures were descending from the sky. It was Yen Ryu and the Crimson Dragon. The members of the Divine Union also cheered and heaved a sigh of relief. They were saved. After the Crimson Dragon descended, he looked at the people beside him, and his face turned ugly. Although the array was not completely destroyed, the members of the Divine Union were still injured. Their bodies were stained with blood, and their faces were pale. The aura of the old ancestors was very weak. Fu Hongya asked, "Has the young Uncle Master returned?" The Crimson Dragon replied, "Not yet. The two of us came back early. However, don't worry. Since we are back, we will not let anyone be in danger." He waved his dragon claws, and the spirit veins under the ground erupted again. He began to repair the array. At the same time, he turned his head and looked into the distance. He stared at a purple figure and furrowed his brows tightly. This was because he felt a fatal sense of danger. Triple Crown, the people from the Purple Mansion sect, also had ugly expressions. An extreme weapon had appeared. In this way, it would be difficult to destroy the Divine Union. The other people in the ancient city were also surprised. They could not destroy the Divine Union? This was really surprising. Someone said that it was a pity that the Purple Mansion sect did not have a chance. Yes, the Divine Union's extreme weapon had gone to attack the Dragon Emperor's tomb. It was such a good opportunity, but now they had lost it. Ziming's brows were also tightly knitted together. Did he return so quickly? Was there a result from the Dragon Emperor's tomb? However, she did not care. If all the Emperor clans returned, the Purple Mansion sect could gather a few allies and work together to take out a few extreme weapons to confront the Divine Union. At that time, they would still have an advantage. However, after waiting for a while, No other extreme weapons appeared. This made him frown. Only one extreme grade weapon came back. You are the Triple Crown champion? Yan Ryu shouted coldly. Who are you? You must be the descendant of the Azure Emperor. Ziming snorted. I heard that you are also Lin Xian's woman. Why? Where is Lin Xian? He did not dare to stand up, so he sent a woman? What a piece of trash. Do you only know how to hide behind a woman? Hearing this, the people from the Divine Union roared. Damn it, what right do you have to challenge Boss Lin? That's right, Boss Lin can kill you with one slap. Ning laughed heartily. Kill me? Just because of Lin Wuti? He did not have that right. I can kill him with a single move. He looked at Yan Ryu and said, Looks like you are also a top expert. Do you dare to fight me without the power of the extreme weapon? Sister Ryu, don't fight him head-on. Shangguan Shaoxian exclaimed, and the others quickly retreated. Even Old Ancestor Barbarian King and Old Ancestor Huan Shi had been defeated so badly, it would be difficult to suppress the other party. Ziming laughed heartily. What a piece of trash. You are so weak. Could it be that you can only rely on extreme weapons for the rest of your lives? I am now officially challenging the Divine Union. His voice spread in all directions. At this moment, countless remote antiquity families were shocked. Although the extreme weapons had returned and the Divine Union was safe, who would protect the Divine Union's glory? One had to know that, as a warrior, there were some things that were more important than life. For example, dignity and glory. These were more important than life. Now that their lives were not in danger, they would not be able to raise their heads again if they were slapped in the face by the Purple Mansion sect. Then, no one would look up to the Divine Union. What should they do? The Crimson Dragon flew up. They could feel that the Triple Crown champion was really strong. Based on their understanding, the Old Ancestors Barbarian King and Old Ancestor Huan Shi had been defeated easily. Even a light-shaking realm expert had been defeated in a single move. This person was unbelievably strong. Time was running out. After Yan Ryu said this, she looked at the sky. She said, I will fight you. The crowd was in an uproar. No way. Yan Ryu had actually agreed to fight. Chapter 54-95. Impossible, he couldn't win. Although he was also a top genius, he couldn't compare to the light-shaking realm cultivators at the Dragon Transformation Station. If even the light-shaking realm cultivators were defeated, it was impossible for him to win. He was just throwing his life away. Where was Lin Wuti? Why did he let his woman come out? Could it be that he was really afraid and was hiding? No, something might have happened at the Dragon Emperor's tomb. Otherwise, why would only the two of them come back? The other Emperor clans didn't appear either. These people were surprised. Ziming's lips curled up. Your courage is commendable, but too stupid. I agree to fight you. I'll even give you a handicap of one hand. Come on, use your strongest attack. Of course, in a fair fight, you can't use an extreme grade weapon. That would be meaningless. An extreme grade weapon was a great emperor's weapon. Anyone who held it could sweep through everything. Even if they couldn't defeat the enemy, they would be invincible. There was no point in fighting like that. Don't worry, I won't use an extreme grade weapon. I'll use my own strength to fight you. But not now. 5 days later, before we fight, I've used too much energy. I've used up too much energy. You don't want to have an unfair advantage, do you? 5 days. The Purple Mansion's people's expressions changed. You want to extend the time? You want to wait for reinforcements? Lin Wuti couldn't come. He was already afraid and had run away. They roared. Ziming also frowned. He said, I can see that you've used up a lot of energy. But with your strength, 5 days? It wouldn't take that long. 2 days. I'll give you 2 days at most. After 2 days, you'll have to fight even if you don't want to. After he finished speaking, He stood there with his hands behind his back and continued to wait. He was very confident. So, what if his opponent had an extreme grade weapon? He was fighting a glorious battle now. As long as he could trample the Divine Union's glory under his feet, the Divine Union would no longer be a threat. Yenryu also sighed. She felt the other party's dominance and knew that he meant what he said. It seemed like there were only 2 days left. Would Lin Xian be able to come out in 2 days? He slowly descended and used the green lotus to envelop the Divine Union. The green lotus bloomed, forming an extreme grade chi that enveloped the Divine Union. The members of the Divine Union looked solemn as well. Their lives were no longer in danger as they were protected by their ultimate weapons. However, their glory was being challenged. 2 days later, would Yenryu be able to withstand it? Most people knew that this was impossible. However, no one disturbed Yenryu. Everyone allowed him to recover with all his might. The Divine Union took out a huge amount of treasures and placed them in front of Yenryu. Yenryu didn't say anything either. He could only fight with his back against the wall. He began to recover silently. Meanwhile, the battle outside the Dragon Emperor's ancient tomb was even more terrifying. On the side of the 10,000 Dragons dynasty, they were about to bite into pieces. They were severely injured. Apart from them, the dragons under their command were also injured. The Wind Dragon tribe, the Thunder Dragon tribe, and the Dragon Sea tribe were all under their control, but even so, it was still very difficult for them to resist. At this moment, Murong Qingqing frowned. She had received Lin Xian's voice transmission. Qingqing, are you still near the Dragon Emperor's tomb? Take them away. I'm going to break through. Murong Qingqing's expression changed. Was he about to break through? She had to take these Emperor race people away. One had to know that these Emperor race people thought that Lin Wuyi was dead. That was why they had joined forces to attack the 10,000 Dragon Court. If they knew that Lin Xian was still alive, they would definitely turn around and attack the Dragon Emperor's ancient tomb together. This was because compared to the 10,000 Dragon Court, Lin Xian was a bigger threat. Murong Qingqing shouted angrily. She attacked with all her might. The ancient desolate tower was even more terrifying. It was fully awakened and released a shocking attack. With a boom, the 10,000 dragon picture was sent flying. Half of the 10,000 Dragon Court's people were turned into ashes. The Thunder Dragon tribe and the Wind Dragon tribe suffered even greater losses. Everyone was shocked. They hadn't expected Murong Qingqing to fully awaken her extreme weapon. Murong Qingqing's face was also pale. The old phoenix attacked. At the same time, he shouted coldly, "What are you Emperor race people waiting for? Hurry up and attack." The other Emperor race people also took a deep breath. It was time to end the battle. These people attacked one after another. The 10,000 Dragon Court people were completely unaware. Even Long Mu spat out large mouthfuls of blood. His body was shattered. He brought the 10,000 dragon picture and enveloped these dragon tribe experts. He said, "Let's go." They flew towards the 10,000 Dragon Court. "You want to leave? Where are you going?" Murong Qingqing led his people into the sky and chased after them. The rest of the people followed suit. In an instant, these people left the Dragon Emperor's ancient tomb to chase after the 10,000 Dragon Court. The ancient tomb fell silent again. Only the huge crack in the sky and the shattered mountains and rivers around it could be seen. However, at this moment, the sky suddenly darkened as if black clouds were pressing down on the city. Endless lightning suddenly descended and pierced through the heavens and earth. This scene was like the end of the world. The entire mysterious heavenly continent was shocked by this power. All of them were no longer fierce. Was the heavenly god angry? They didn't know. Fortunately, Murong Qingqing and the others acted quickly. Now, they had already left the Tianxian continent, and were heading towards the 10,000 dragon court. Otherwise, those emperor race people would definitely kill their way back. They would find out what was going on. In the depths of the ancient tomb, the void split open. A huge bolt of lightning struck Lin Xian's body, causing Lin Xian's body to sway. This bolt of lightning did not disappear. Instead, it continued to resist. His eyes were red as he roared towards the sky. This breakthrough was very dangerous. One had to know that he was someone from the immortal graveyard. There would be heavenly punishment attacking him outside. Originally, he would enter the sword world every time he broke through. However, he couldn't do it this time. He had already fused with the divine fire seed. He had to endure the lightning and fire. This was a checkpoint. If he couldn't withstand it, he might turn into ashes. However, DeLong said that if the lightning tribulation was triggered in the sword world, it would be too terrifying. With Lin Xian's current cultivation base, he wouldn't be able to withstand it at all. Therefore, Lin Xian had to endure the lightning in the outside world. Then, he had to enter the sword world. As for heavenly punishment, he wasn't particularly worried about it. There were a few places that he couldn't enter. The first was the life realm, and the second was the place related to the Great Emperor. Right now, Lin Xian was in the Dragon Emperor's ancient tomb. The Great Emperor's aura here was extremely terrifying. The heavenly punishment would not descend, so Lin Xian only needed to use all his strength to deal with the lightning and fire. The bolt of lightning that fell at this moment was the first bolt of lightning. There was only one bolt, but it lasted for a very long time. Lin Xian's body cracked, but it recovered in an instant. He resisted with all his might and roared towards the sky. This was not the first time he had dealt with lightning strikes. He was very experienced. Therefore, even though the first bolt of lightning was terrifying and injured Lin Xian was still able to withstand it. However, he wasn't playing around. There were still two fires left, the heavenly fire and the earth fire. Other than the lightning, there was also the fire tribulation. However, the fire tribulation was very mysterious. At least, Lin Xian had never experienced it before. Therefore, he didn't dare to be careless. Taking a deep breath, Lin Xian formed a seal with his palm. He used the Great Emperor's abilities, including the Rinnegan and the yin-yang diagram. Chapter 5496. Two extremely terrifying flames suddenly appeared between heaven and earth. One of them enveloped Lin Xian's body, while the other enveloped his soul. Lin Xian felt as though he was about to be annihilated. This was something he had never experienced before. He roared at the sky and resisted with all his might. The entire process did not last long, but Lin Xian felt as though he had experienced thousands of years. Both his soul and body were purified. Lin Xian stood where he was after the two types of flames in the air disappeared. He slowly opened his eyes, which glowed with an astonishing light. The divine flame between his eyebrows had become stronger than before and had formed a divine eye rune that emitted an extremely terrifying power. He had broken through. Lin Xian clenched his fists after sensing this power. He was delighted. He had broken through to the peak of the great sage realm and was a true divine ancestor. This was the last realm of the sage realm. Any further, and he would be a quasi-emperor. People in this realm were extremely powerful. Lin Xian was even more terrifying. When he had been a sage, he had been able to easily kill a divine ancestor. Now that he had become a divine ancestor, no one in the same realm would be a match for him. In other words, he was almost invincible among those below the emperor level. Lin Xian even felt that he could challenge a quasi-emperor. This challenge was not based on the heaven-devouring jar, an extreme weapon. It was based on its true power. Previously, the light-shaking realm and other enemies were no match for him. He could easily kill them. Perhaps he could send them to hell with a single move. At this thought, he became even more excited. There was still Long Mu. Previously, Long Mu had already surpassed the level of a saint. He had given the other party a glimpse of hope. Long Mu could be said to be the strongest person below the emperor level. However, Lin Xian was now confident that he could use his own strength to kill Long Mu. It was time to go out. Lin Xian took a deep breath and rushed out in a flash. He wanted to return to the Divine Union. This time, his harvest in the Dragon Emperor's tomb was really bountiful. It had allowed him to break through and increase his strength greatly. More importantly, the dragon soul of the great dragon sword soul had awakened. There was still some energy left in his body, but he did not absorb it. Instead, he gave it to the sword world. He wanted more places in the sword world to recover. Lin Xian's speed was extremely fast. Not long after, he left the Dragon Emperor's ancient tomb. Then, with a wave of his hand, he tore open the void and disappeared. On the other side, Morong Qingqing joined forces with the Z Mansion, Gu clan, and other monarch clans to hunt down Long Mu. And the others, Long Mu and the others fled back to the 10,000 Dragon Court, but they didn't relax. It was because they discovered that these Emperor clan people still wanted to attack. These people wanted to attack the 10,000 Dragon Dynasty. This made the people of the dragon race go crazy. Damn it, they resisted with great difficulty. Under the attacks of the extreme weapons, cracks began to appear on the myriad Dragon Dynasty. It was very likely that it would completely shatter because of this. Was the 10,000 Dragon Dynasty going to be the first monarch race to be eliminated? Long Mu and the others didn't dare to imagine. On the other side, a shocking battle was about to break out in wholly distant ancient city. 2 days had passed, and everyone was nervous because they knew that the battle between Yan Ryu and Ziming was about to begin. Everyone was puzzled. Could Yan Ryu really withstand it? After all, the one who attacked was a Triple Crown king. Ziming looked forward and said, 2 days have passed. Make your move. Yan Ryu took a deep breath and walked out. Although he knew that he wasn't a match for the other party, he had to fight this battle. There was no way out. He slapped out with his palm, which turned into palm shadows that filled the sky, and charged forward. Ziming snorted coldly. He formed the purple sky underworld palm and waved it forward. At this moment, the palm shadows in the sky turned into green lotuses that bloomed all over the ground. Lotuses bloomed with every step. The sky was filled with lotuses. This wasn't an extreme weapon, but Yan Ruyu's bloodline. Although he wasn't from hell, he was the descendant of a great emperor. His bloodline was also very terrifying. Feeling this attack, the surrounding people also exclaimed in surprise. This Yan Ryu wasn't simple. She was definitely a top-notch prodigy. Such strength was extremely terrifying even among the Double Crown champions. There were only a few people who could contend with her. However, it was a pity. With such strength, she could definitely win against other sacred lords. However, if he was facing Purple Underworld, then it was impossible. Ziming's purple palm swept out and slapped the sky full of green lotuses. The whole world shook violently. The green lotuses in the sky were shattered. They couldn't withstand it at all. Yan Ryu's face was pale. She retreated and spat out a mouthful of blood. Her body fell from the sky. Below, Shangguan Shaoxian quickly flew up and caught Yan Ryu. "How are you? Sister Ryu, are you okay?" The surrounding people of the Divine Union were also nervous. They were shocked. Yan Ryu was so terrifying. However, she couldn't even withstand a single attack. The surrounding people shook their heads and sighed. It seemed like it was just as they thought. She couldn't do it. Ziming snorted coldly. He waved his sleeves, and the purple lightning that filled the sky shot down toward the ground. Not good. He was going to kill her. The spectators exclaimed. The pupils of the Divine Union's people shrank. Yan Ryu shouted angrily, "All of you, back off." He rushed up to the sky to block the attack. With the green lotuses on his body, he was even more terrifying. He seemed to have turned into a lotus and stood between heaven and earth, blocking the lightning in the sky. However, he was injured even more severely. You are indeed very scary. However, it's a pity that you are no match for me. A purple spear appeared in Ziming's hand, and he walked forward. He arrived in front of Yen Ruyu and raised his right hand, thrusting it forward. Not good. Everyone was shocked at the scene, and their faces were filled with fear. Was Yen Ruyu going to die? No. The people of the Divine Union rushed up, but they were sent flying by Ziming's palm. The gap was too big. Yen Ruyu's pupils shrank. He wanted to retreat. However, he realized that he couldn't do it in front of his opponent. His strength was completely suppressed. The purple spear fell and turned into lightning. It was about to pierce through Yen Ruyu's body. However, the void beside Yen Ryu shattered, and a figure appeared. Then a palm grabbed forward. A clanging sound was heard as the palm grabbed the purple spear. The sky was filled with lightning and thunder, making a roaring sound. Yen Ryu was enveloped by this force. However, another hand abruptly appeared and protected it. Countless black holes appeared between heaven and earth. Everyone sighed. Was he dead? The people of the Divine Union exclaimed. No. The people of the Purple Mansion sneered. Yen Ryu was Lin Wudi's woman. They wondered what Lin Wudi's expression would be when he found out about her death. Chapter 5497. The black hole in the sky slowly disappeared. Everyone looked over and saw that Yen Ryu had already turned into a bloody mist. However, when they looked up at the sky, they were stunned. They realized that it wasn't her. When they saw Yen Ryu's figure, their eyes widened. How could this be? She was still alive. The people from the Purple Mansion were stunned. Everyone else was shocked. Even the people from the Divine Union were stunned. In the next moment, they cheered. This was great. That was impossible. Some of the stronger divine ancestors frowned and looked over carefully. Hold on. Why was there another person beside Yen Ryu? Who was that? At that moment, everyone realized that Yen Ryu was pale. It seemed like she couldn't resist at all. However, he had managed to survive because a figure had appeared beside him. A godlike figure had helped her block the attack. That figure had grabbed the purple spear with one hand. Ziming was also stunned. He hadn't expected someone to block his attack at the last moment. He looked at the figure in front of him and asked, "Who are you? How dare you block me?" The voice said coldly, "It was Lin Xian, Lin Wudi." The crowd was in an uproar. Was this Lin Wudi? They were stunned. How could this be? Why do I feel that his aura is different? He was much more powerful than before. This was really Lin Wudi. Countless exclamations were heard. The people from the Divine Union were ecstatic. This was great. Boss Lin. Their boss Lin had returned. Even Yen Ryu was shocked. She could feel that Lin Xian's body contained a terrifying power. That power shocked her. It didn't lose out to the Triple Crown champion in front of her at all. This was great. Did you break through? She naturally knew that Lin Xian had been in the deepest part of the Dragon Emperor's ancient tomb with the Dragon Emperor's ancient coffin. He must have had a fortuitous encounter. Lin Xian nodded and sent a wave of power into Yen Ryu's body. He said, "You have suffered before. Leave the rest to me. Don't worry, I will kill him and avenge you and the people from the Divine Union." Lin Xian waved his hand and sent Yen Ryu down. Then he looked at the people from the Divine Union, the Savage Wilderness ancestor, and the others. "Everyone, leave it to me. Lin Xian, be careful. He's the Triple Crown King," Savage Ancestor warned. Fantasy World Ancestor also gritted his teeth. He was too strong. She had defeated him in one move. "If you can't withstand it, don't try to be brave." Lin Xian said, "Don't worry, I'll be fine." "Triple Crown? He was a suitable opponent. After she finished speaking, she turned her head and looked in front of her. You're the three-crown champion of the Z government? That's right. So you're Lin Woody. I thought you were some earth-shattering figure. So you're just an ordinary young man. You've always been hiding behind a woman and didn't dare to come out. Why do you dare to come out now? Are you going to kneel down and beg me? He laughed complacently. The people from the Violet Palace sect harumphed coldly. So what if Lin Woody had come? Lin Woody was only slightly stronger than a light shaking realm cultivator. It was just a double champion. Their opponent this time was a triple crown champion, someone who was far more powerful than a light shaking realm cultivator. Lin Xian's expression was cold as she said, I won't let you off for attacking the divine union. Kneel down and accept your death. Once these words were spoken, the surrounding people were stunned. What was this brat saying? He was threatening the Triple Crown champion. The people from the Violet Palace sect laughed coldly. Brat, are you an idiot? Look clearly at who is standing in front of you. No matter who it is, anyone who attacks my friend will die without a doubt. Lin Xian's voice was filled with incomparable killing intent. Stupid thing. Ziming was also angry after hearing this. So you're not only arrogant, but you're also an idiot. Do you think you're very strong? Do you think you're high and mighty because you took first place in the dragon transformation trial? Unfortunately, your old opponent, a light-shaking realm cultivator, couldn't even take a single blow from me. You're stronger than a light-shaking realm cultivator. But how much stronger can you be? In my eyes, you're just an ant. I can kill you with a single blow. As he spoke, he waved his arm, and the purple spear exploded forth once again, stabbing towards Lin Xian. Lin Woody was dead for sure. Countless people cried out in alarm. The people from the Divine Union became nervous once again. Only Yen Ryu was looking forward to it, because he could feel an extremely strong power in Lin Xian's body. Just wait and see. These people would be shocked. Lin Xian's eyes lit up as he watched the incoming attack. He reached out at lightning speed, grabbing hold of the purple spear once again, and waving it forcefully. With a clang, the purple spear broke into two halves. A vast force spread out in all directions with the two of them as the center. With a loud boom, the sky collapsed and the earth cracked. Ziming was forced back, his blood churning. The other people were also dumbfounded when they saw this scene. What had they just seen? Lin Woody had actually blocked the Triple Crown champion's attack. Lin Xian threw the broken purple spear far away and sneered. I'm an ant. You only need a single blow to kill me? Can you do that? Shocking. Incomparably shocking. How strong was Ziming? He had defeated the light-shaking realm cultivator, and Yen Ryu, with a single blow. He had even defeated the Fantasy World Patriarch and the Savage Wilderness Patriarch. The entire Divine Union hadn't been able to take a single blow from him. Such a person was extremely strong. Everyone thought that he was invincible. Even though Lin Xian had arrived, they knew that Lin Xian was dead for sure. Nobody could contend against the Triple Crown champion. However, Lin Xian had done it. Lin Xian had blocked the Triple Crown champion's attack. Was he really Lin Woody? I'm not dreaming, am I? The surrounding people were shocked. Even the people from the Divine Union were stunned. Did Boss Lin's strength become stronger again? Yen Ryu was equally shocked. She knew that Lin Xian had become stronger, but this level of strength had exceeded her expectations. It seemed like Lin Xian had really broken through a major boundary this time. Damn, brat, I never expected that you would actually hide your strength. This is really beyond my expectations. However, you have already angered me. I can guarantee that you will be very miserable. Ziming's expression was also extremely cold. His eyes were filled with killing intent. As the Triple Crown champion, he wouldn't allow anyone to challenge him. There was only one outcome for anyone who dared to challenge him: death. Lin Xian shook his head. Don't you get it? You can defeat a light-shaking realm cultivator with a single blow, but you can't defeat me. I'm no longer the same person as before. Don't compare trash like the light-shaking realm cultivator to me. After all, I only need one blow to defeat Yao Guang. What? Countless people exclaimed when they heard this. Lin Wuti only needed one blow to defeat a light-shaking realm cultivator? Heavens, could it be that he had broken through? He seemed to have gone to the Dragon King's ancient tomb. Could he have obtained a huge opportunity there and broken through to become the Triple Crown champion? Otherwise, why would he say such a thing? Exclamations of surprise rang out one after another. The Savage Wilderness Patriarch, the Fantasy World Patriarch, and the others were also shocked when they heard this. Then they smiled. Chapter 5498. It seems that we have underestimated this little guy. Fantasy World Patriarch smiled bitterly. Savage Wilderness Patriarch also nodded. That's right. He had never been defeated before. This time, it was up to him. Everyone was looking forward to it. Was Lin Wuti going to fight the Triple Crown King? Lin Xian's aura became incomparably terrifying. In the next moment, he attacked. He took a step forward, and the world shook. He punched out. This punch was like a primordial spring that swept through the world. Everyone's scalps went numb. This power was truly too shocking. Even Ziming's pupils shrank abruptly. Damn it, he also struck out with his palm. The two collided, and he was sent flying. He knocked over dozens of mountains in a row before he stopped and fell into the ruins. Countless people were in an uproar. Heavens, he actually sent the Triple Crown King flying. This was too unbelievable. Impossible. Lord Ziming. The people from the Purple Mansion were also stunned. The Triple Crown King was sent flying with a single punch? How did Lin Wuti become so powerful? How long had it been? How did he break through to such a level? What had he experienced? At this moment, the world was in an uproar. Everyone was stunned. Lin Xian retracted his fist and sneered. The Triple Crown King was just SOSO. His eyes flashed with a cold light. He was too powerful. Was this the power that the divine flame seed gave him after breaking through? Sending the Triple Crown King flying with a single punch made him seem invincible in the world. With a boom, the mountains and the sky shattered. Ziming flew over. His face was terrifyingly dark. He had never thought that someone could contend against him. Moreover, he was sent flying. This was a slap to his face. He roared, "Brat, you have completely angered me." As soon as he finished speaking, he formed a seal with his palms, and a huge shadow appeared behind him. The shadow was like a savage beast. However, that wasn't the case. That was a purple furnace with endless demonic beasts engraved on it, spiraling about. The moment it appeared, it destroyed the world. Go to hell. This was a peerless divine ability. The furnace was formed by the combination of the power of purple heaven and earth fiend. It was enough to suppress and destroy everything. It seemed that Ziming was really angry this time. He wanted to use his true strength to kill his opponent. Sensing this power, the eyelids of Savage Ancestor and the others twitched. Too strong. It seemed that the other party had not been serious when dealing with them earlier. If the other party had used such an attack right from the start, his soul would have been destroyed long ago. In the face of such power, Lin Xian took a deep breath. He slowly condensed and formed a long sword. Sword Qi whistled as the sword pierced out. Azura's sword skill. The shocking murderous aura turned into an eternity between heaven and earth. The sword pierced through the sky. At this moment, everyone's eyes were illuminated by the sword Qi, and they couldn't see anything. Suppress him! Ziming roared crazily. The purple furnace that he had summoned collided fiercely with his opponent's attack. He wanted to suppress his opponent's sword Qi. However, this sword strike sent the purple divine furnace flying. Then he slashed at his opponent. Puff! Blood dyed the sky red. Ziming was sent flying again. Everyone who saw this scene went crazy. How could this be? The people of the Purple Mansion also knelt on the ground. They couldn't believe it. This was the Triple Crown champion. As soon as he appeared, he suppressed the light-shaking realm and injured the Grand Elder. After coming here, he had single-handedly swept through the entire divine union. No one in the heavens or the earth, no one in the 4 seas or 8 wastelands was his match. This gave the people of the Purple Mansion hope. From now on, they would be able to soar to the sky and stand above everyone. But now Lin Wuti had come and easily defeated his opponent. This shattered all of their dreams. No, the people of the Purple Mansion roared crazily. In the sky, Lin Xian shook his head and sighed. You've disappointed me too much. Was this all the Triple Crown champion could do? Lin Xian shook his head. He didn't feel that this was enough. Everyone's scalps went numb. The other party was disappointed. After all, Ziming had single-handedly caused all of them to fall into despair. But now, Lin Xian actually said that his opponent was weak. The gap between people was really big. I'm injured. I'm actually injured. On the other side, Ziming fell into a sea of blood. He couldn't believe it. He was so arrogant, but now he was injured twice. The first time, he was sent flying. The second time, his body was split open by a sword. He roared at the sky as if he had gone crazy. A monstrous, murderous aura rushed out of his body. Lin Wuti, I want you dead. I want you to fall into hell forever. He opened his hands and purple, murderous aura condensed, forming a purple gourd. Purple demon gourd. Lin Wuti, come and die. With a roar, the purple demon gourd fell from the sky and formed a huge devouring force. It wanted to swallow Lin Wuti. The surrounding people exclaimed, Heavens, was this the legendary purple demon gourd? This was an extremely terrifying ability. No matter who it was, once they entered the purple demon gourd, they would instantly turn into a pool of blood. They would no longer exist. Everyone's scalps went numb. It was actually such a terrifying technique. Lin Wuti was in danger. In an instant, Lin Xian was sucked in. Ziming looked up and laughed. Ha ha! Lin Wuti, you can't even withstand a single blow. I'll make sure you die without a burial place. The surrounding people exclaimed. Oh no! Lin Wuti was sucked in. It was too dangerous. The people of the Divine Union were also nervous. After all, this was the legendary blood demon gourd. However, at this moment, the gourd shook violently. In the next moment, cracks appeared on it. A flame lit up and then swept across the 9 heavens. The sky was filled with divine flames, pulsating. The purple demon gourd disappeared. Lin Xian walked out of the countless divine flames. He said coldly, This technique is too weak. Do you have any other techniques? Everyone gasped. Even the Triple Crown champion took 2 steps back. A look of horror appeared in his eyes. How did you come out? You destroyed the purple demon gourd. He was going crazy. He knew how terrifying the purple demon gourd was. Even if he went in, his life would be in danger. Therefore, in his opinion, Lin Wuti had no hope of coming out. But now, Lin Wuti had come out easily and destroyed his purple demon gourd. Damn it. What was that flame just now? Why was he so terrified? The divine ancestors in the distance also said, Did you feel the power of that flame? Yes, it was too terrifying. Was that the 9 sun divine flame? Why did it feel like it was going to turn into ashes in an instant? That couldn't be right. It shouldn't be the 9 sun divine flame. Or rather, it should be the 9 sun divine body. Everyone's hair stood on end. The savage wilderness ancestor and the others were also shocked. What kind of flame was that? They didn't know that it wasn't just the 9 sun divine flame. It also had the power of a divine flame seed. This was a power that surpassed the sage realm. Chapter 5499. Lin Xian looked ahead and said coldly, "You've used so many tricks. It's time for you to take one of my moves." He waved his hand, and endless flames condensed into a ray of light that looked like the sun. The flames were too terrifying. Even if the sun descended to the human world, it wouldn't have such power. Everyone's hair stood on end. Lin Xian waved his hand and pushed the sun out. He said that this move was called Sun in the Sky. The sun that was condensed from divine flames spun rapidly in front of him. In an instant, it arrived near Ziming, and the entire void was completely pierced through. This flame was really too strong. There was nothing that could resist it. Ziming also roared in fear. As soon as he got close to the power of the flames, his body was burnt black. He felt as if he was about to melt. No, block it. Endless purple murderous intent condensed on his body, forming a battle armor that emitted a cold power to block it. At the same time, 9 purple spears appeared in his hands again. As he waved them, they pierced through the 9 heavens to resist the sun-like flames. With a boom, he was sent flying. The sun shook gently, and then it shone again. Ziming's body began to melt. It was like a candle in the flames. It couldn't move at all. Puff! He spat out a mouthful of blood. Purple sky, divine thunder. He roared into the sky. Purple clouds filled the sky, and terrifying lightning descended, forming a sea of lightning to block it. But it was useless. Lin Xian unleashed another sun. Another attack. The sun shone in the sky, and the terrifying flames illuminated the surroundings. All the lightning melted. In the sea of flames, Ziming screamed crazily. His life was threatened. Everyone sucked in a breath of cold air when they saw this. Everyone had retreated to a safe distance. Lin Wuti was too strong. This kind of flame could be called a divine flame. Yes, I'm afraid nothing can resist it. Why do I feel like my holy weapon will turn to ashes in this flame? Countless people's scalps went numb. Some even felt that their weapons were melting. Those people from the Purple Mansion were crazy. How could this be? Ever since Lin Wuti came out, he had been beating the Triple Crown King. But this shouldn't be the case. Shouldn't it be the Triple Crown King beating up Lin Xian? At that moment, a descendant of the Z government said, "Your Excellency Ziming, quickly run away. Lord Violetshade, please return after discussing this with the manor head." They were really scared. Noisy, Lin Xian coldly snorted. He clapped his hands, and the flames in the sky turned into a golden crow that flew over. It was even more terrifying than the immemorial golden crow. It spread its wings and directly enveloped the people of the Zifu sect. The people from the Zifu sect roared, "Damn it, let's go." They didn't dare to fight head-on and fled one after another. However, the golden crow grew larger in the wind. It spread its wings and covered millions of miles. The people of the Zifu Palace had no way to escape. In an instant, many people melted and turned into a bloody mist, shouted the disciples of the Z government. Everyone gathered together to resist. Those people gathered together. These experts were extremely terrifying. They tried to resist together, but they were unable to do so. The golden crow surrounded them, erupting with radiance. Everyone vanished into thin air. When everything disappeared, the heavens and the earth no longer existed. The spectators went crazy when they saw this scene. Dead, countless Zifu sect experts, including the older generation experts, and the disciples of the Z government died. Just like that, they were turned into ashes, too strong. This scene was very similar. Previously, Violetshade had single-handedly defeated the Divine Alliance, and they couldn't fight back. Now, Lin Xian had destroyed countless experts of the Zifu sect with a single move. Was he going to sweep the world with his own strength? Damn it, Violet Shade gritted his teeth and roared. He didn't expect the people he brought to be so useless. They couldn't even block a single move. In fact, he had wrongly blamed the people of the Z government. They weren't useless, but Lin Wuti was too strong. The current Lin Xian was equivalent to Long Mu. He was even more terrifying than Long Mu. One had to know that when Long Mu walked out, the entire world was terrified and couldn't help but kneel down. That was because the power was too strong. The current Lin Xian was even stronger than Long Mu. After all, Long Mu didn't have a divine flame seed, but Lin Xian had one. How could the people of the Z government resist him? Even a remote antiquity family would be easily annihilated in front of Lin Xian. On the other side, Violet Shade used all kinds of techniques and finally tore open the sea of fire and escaped. However, he was in a miserable state. His body was black, and smoke was coming out of his head. He looked like a demonic beast that was being roasted. Many people had a strange expression when they saw this scene. Was this really the Triple Crown champion? Lin Xian was also surprised that Violet Shade was able to escape from the sun in the sky. That was really surprising. No wonder he was the Triple Crown champion. That was indeed the case. Violet Shade was definitely a top expert. If he didn't make a move, the other Double Crown champions and the older generation experts wouldn't be a match for him. However, it was a pity that Violet Shade had met him. Lin Xian said, "Do you still have any tricks up your sleeve? If not, I advise you to kneel down and wait for your death. That way, you won't have to suffer so much." Lin Wuti, I really underestimated you. I didn't expect you to be so strong. With your strength, you should be a Triple Crown champion, right? However, you underestimated me too much. I was careless before, and I had just woken up. That's why I was at a disadvantage. Now, I'm serious. I don't believe that I will lose to you. He took a deep breath, and a terrifying light burst out from his eyes. The surrounding people exclaimed, "Did the Triple Crown champion still have any tricks up his sleeve? That's impossible." Lin Wuti was already so strong. How could Violet Shade resist him? Countless people shook their heads. Violet Shade snorted coldly. He quickly formed a seal with his palms. The void behind him cracked open, and a black hole appeared. It was as if it was connected to hell. At the same time, the sound of chains could be heard from the black hole. Clang, clang. 12 chains flew out and wrapped around Violet Shade's body, piercing through his body. Zi Ming's brows were tightly knitted together. His face had become ferocious. His purple blood followed the chains and flew into the black hole. The scene was extremely strange. Everyone was shocked. What was Violet Shade doing? The expressions of Savage Wilderness Ancestor and the others changed drastically. They felt an extremely terrifying aura emerge from the black hole and Violet Shade's body. Fantasy World Ancestor also sucked in a breath of cold air. Could it be that this guy had opened the underworld? No way. Was this guy crazy? Opening the underworld to make a deal with the death god? Even if he could use the power of the underworld, he would still end up in a miserable state. The two patriarchs were extremely shocked. They thought of an extremely ancient divine ability. They didn't expect Violet Shade to be so crazy. It seemed that Violet Shade had no way out. Chapter 5500. Triple Crown King Zi Ming had used a supreme technique. His eyes glowed with a terrifying light. The chains on his body were incomparably mysterious. An even more terrifying power surged out. At this moment, he seemed to have transformed into a peerless god of death. Everything around him seemed small and insignificant. With a boom, another spear appeared in his hand. The terrifying spear was many times stronger than before. This strike was enough to pierce through any expert. With the spear in hand, he was invincible. He let out a furious roar and charged towards Lin Xian at top speed. Lin Xian snorted coldly. Let me show you what it means to be invincible. He took a step forward, and his aura instantly erupted. The boundless divine fire was pulsing fiercely. At this moment, Lin Xian seemed to have transformed into a flaming sword god. A sword shadow appeared in his hand. The sword was extremely terrifying. Lin Xian's cold voice rang out. I have a sword that can cut through the heavens and the underworld. As his voice fell, the sword slashed out. The terrifying sword shadow cut through the heavens, then slashed toward the underworld. At this moment, the entire world was split open, and a pitch-black crack appeared. Everyone looked up at the sky. Seeing this scene, they were shocked. This sword seemed to have become the only thing between heaven and earth. On the other side, Ziming roared angrily, "Kill!" The purple battle robe in his hand flew out, and he also used a peerless divine ability. This was an extremely powerful attack. After this, the victor would be decided. Boom! A deafening sound rang out. At this moment, everyone was sent flying. They couldn't fight back. It was too terrifying. Both of them had the strength of a Triple Crown King. Just how high had a Triple Crown King reached? Why did it feel like no one among the Sacred Lords was a match for them? They were probably invincible among the Sacred Lords. Could it be that the Triple Crown King had surpassed the saints? Were these people crazy? Lin Wuti, I won't lose. A frenzied roar rang out between heaven and earth. Purple aura filled the sky. Ziming resisted with all his might, while Lin Xian stepped on the 9 heavens. He said coldly, "It was useless. No one can block this sword. This is my invincible sword." Chop! The sky shattered, and heaven and earth split open. The chains on Ziming's body shook violently. Suddenly, one of the chains broke apart. Immediately after, the terrifying vortex behind her also shook violently, as if it couldn't withstand it at all. Heavens! Could it be that he's going to break through the power of the underworld? It was really too unbelievable. When the old ancestors saw this, they roared madly. No, the people from the Z government also cried out in alarm. They couldn't believe it. Was that sword really that terrifying? Ziming's expression also became extremely ugly. After the first chain on his body broke, the second and third chains broke one after another. He could feel the power of the 9 hells slowly vanishing from his body. This caused him to become terrified. Damn it, what's going on? Why was it like this? The other party had actually broken through the power he had summoned. He was finally terrified. Without this power, he had no way of contending against Lin Xian. Run! While there were still some chains on his body, Ziming used the last of his strength not to attack, but to escape. He turned into a purple stream of light and instantly tore through the void, escaping into the distance. Heavens, what's going on? Someone had escaped. That purple light was the purple underworld. No way. The Triple Crown champion of the Z government had actually escaped. This meant that he was no match for Lin Wuti. Countless people cried out in alarm. At this moment, everyone was dumbfounded. They had never imagined that this would actually be the outcome. One had to know that a few days ago, Ziming had been so arrogant. He had trampled the entire divine union under his feet. However, a few days later, he had escaped. Won? That's great. We won. When the people of the divine union saw this, they quickly cheered. Lin Wuti was indeed worthy of his name. He was invincible in heaven and earth. No one was a match for him. Boss Lin had already become the Triple Crown champion? That's for sure, Fu Hongya said. Since the little martial uncle had defeated the Triple Crown champion, he would definitely be the new Triple Crown champion. A Triple Crown champion had appeared in the divine union. This was an existence that stood above everything else. In the sky, Lin Xian unsheathed his sword, shattering the heavens and earth. His brows were tightly knitted together. Did he escape? He looked down and said, Rui, protect the divine union. I'll chase after him. After saying that, Lin Xian stomped his feet and soared into the sky, chasing after Lin Wudi. When the spectators saw this, they gasped. What the hell? What's going on? Lin Wudi had actually chased after Lin Wudi. Could it be that he intended to completely eliminate Lin Wudi? If a Triple Crown champion fell, the storm it would cause would definitely be unimaginable. Kid, he must have escaped back to the Z government. I'll use the power of the earth to cut off his escape route. I'll leave the rest to you. The Crimson Dragon roared angrily. It transformed into a 300-meter-tall figure and roared at the sky. It brandished its dragon claws and executed the earthly scripture to an extremely terrifying extent. At this moment, it had unleashed all its power. The earth shook as a terrifying force spread rapidly under the ground. Everyone felt the ancient city shake before they could no longer feel it. What had happened? They did not know that in a faraway place on the path to the Z government, the earth had split open and countless stone tablets had emerged from the ground. They had directly suppressed this part of the world, forming a boundary. This was a technique of the Geomaster. They could control the earth's spirit veins for their own use. However, this distance was very far. Given the Crimson Dragon's current strength, it could only use this technique once. In the divine union, the Crimson Dragon flew down from the sky. He had no more power in his body, so he hurriedly swallowed an elixir. He looked up at the sky and said, I can only do this much. The rest is up to you. In the sky, a purple streak of light flew out. It was Ziming. Ziming's face turned ugly. This time, not only had he been defeated, but he had also been seriously injured. This was something he had never expected. Damn it, Lin Wudi, just you wait. Once I recover from my injuries, I'll definitely tear you to pieces. He attributed his defeat this time to carelessness. He had never imagined that Lin Wudi would actually have the power of a Triple Crown champion. Otherwise, he would have gone all out at the start and destroyed the divine union. If he had used a few important figures in the divine union to threaten Lin Wudi, the situation would not have turned out this way. Now, he was prepared to return to the Z government and recover fully. Once he recovered, he would come back to take revenge. However, all of a sudden, he froze. This was because he realized that the world in front of him had changed greatly. It was no longer a flat plain. Instead, stone steels appeared. Countless stone steels formed a barrier that blocked his path. Chapter 55:01. What the hell is going on? Who did this? Violet Shade's expression turned ugly. He furrowed his brows. He waved his hand, formed a hand seal, and slammed it forward. With one strike, he shattered his opponent. A huge stone tablet collapsed with a loud crash, turning into a crack. However, it was useless. The shattered stone tablet slowly gathered together. The rubble danced in the air again, forming a huge stone tablet that stood tall in front of him. The stone tablet was like a forest that stretched as far as the eye could see. Violet Shade's brows were tightly knit together. This was a formation. Furthermore, it was a formation formed by combining all of the spirit veins under the ground. Who the hell is this? You actually have such attainments in array formations. This is truly beyond his expectations. Even if he was a Triple Crown champion, he could not be compared to Yi Qingyu in terms of formations. It seemed that he would need to use all his strength to break this formation. However, at that moment, a cold snort sounded between heaven and earth. There was even an eye that appeared in the 9 heavens. It was an illusion of an eye with the runes of reincarnation on it, blooming with a mysterious light. At the same time, a cold voice sounded. You can't escape. Damn it, that's that kid's voice. Violet Shade's expression turned ugly when he heard that and saw the eye in the sky. It was Lin Wudi. Lin Wudi had come to kill him. His opponent had no intention of letting him go. He gritted his teeth. Damn it, he roared, turned around, and left. He was seriously injured and was no match for his opponent. He had to escape. At the same time, he formed a hand seal and sent a message to the Violet Mansion for help. Everyone in the Violet Mansion, come out and stop Lin Wudy with all your might. The Violet Mansion. Everyone was waiting, but they were not in a hurry. This was the Triple Crown Champion's attack. It was terrifying and absolutely foolproof. They were only waiting for news of victory. However, at that moment, the sound of a bell rang from the depths of the Violet Mansion, reverberating through the 9 heavens. Everyone looked up at the sky. The elders also stepped forward, their faces solemn. What's going on? The sound of the bell was only heard when there was a great emergency. Who was the one who triggered the bell? Just as they were feeling puzzled, a roar came from the sky. Sifu, everyone listen to my orders. Move out and stop Lin Wudy. This was the voice of the Triple Crown winner. What's going on? Why was the Triple Crown champion so exasperated? What happened? Is Lin Wudy back? Did it fight the Triple Crown champion? Is he not dead? Everyone was stunned. The 3 Supreme Elders also walked out, and their expressions were extremely ugly. Could it be that Lin Wudy was chasing the Triple Crown King? Although they didn't quite believe it, that was what they had analyzed from this sentence. How could this be? What exactly happened? How could the Triple Crown champion lose? Could it be that Lin Wudy had brought back a few monarch weapons? If that was the case, then it would be dangerous. This Lin Wudy was too despicable. Fight him one-on-one, if you have the ability. Many people gritted their teeth. The Taishang elder walked out and said, Everyone, listen up, assemble the troops, and set off to intercept Lin Wudy. At the same time, they were searching for the whereabouts of the Purple Mansion Lord. The Purple Mansion's potentate had also gone to the Dragon Emperor's tomb. Now that Lin Wudy was back, where was the potentate? One had to know that only an extreme-grade weapon could save his life. The people of the Purple Mansion moved quickly. One by one, the elders, the young geniuses, and even some people on the boat all flew up. Qin Xianer also received the order. She also heard the voice. She was shocked. Lin Xian was back, and he was fine. It seemed that he was still chasing the Triple Crown champion. How amazing! She didn't know what cultivation level Lin Xian had reached, but she was relieved that Lin Xian wasn't in danger. As for intercepting Lin Xian, he wasn't interested. He turned around and left. Elder, I'm sorry. I'm not feeling well. With that, he rose into the air and chose to go into seclusion. What was wrong with Qin Xianer? Some elders frowned. A Supreme Elder said, Ignore him. Our business is more important. Let's go. 2 Supreme Elders oversaw the situation. 1 Supreme Elder led countless experts into the air. Apart from the Supreme Elders, there were also some extremely terrifying core elders. There were also some descendants and geniuses. They all moved out with many powerful sacred weapons. There were also formations. This time, it could be said that they covered the sky and earth. They just needed to stop Lin Wudy. Lin Xian chased from behind. Not long after, he saw the people of the Purple Mansion charging over. Lin Wudy, die. 130 formations appeared in the sky, covering the sky and earth, enveloping Lin Xian. Lin Xian snorted coldly. Stupid ants, do you think you can kill me like this? He punched out, turning into an ancient golden crow. The flames on it directly penetrated the formations. 130 formations were instantly destroyed. Dozens of Violet Palace realm experts were also turned into ashes by this punch. They didn't even have time to scream before they vanished into thin air. Even until their deaths, they couldn't believe that Lin Wudy had such power. They had underestimated him. Next, several teams came to intercept Lin Wudy. They were all killed by Lin Wudy. They either used terrifying divine flames to burn them, they either slashed them with a sword, or used the heavens battle map to envelop them. Wherever he passed, no one could stop him. Between heaven and earth, countless seas of blood gathered, and it even rained blood. It couldn't be helped. These people of the Purple Mansion were ants in Lin Xian's eyes. But in the eyes of others, they were still experts. So many experts and geniuses were dying. At this moment, it was as if the world was ending. The people of Buried Earth Star looked up at the sky. Looking at this phenomenon, their scalps went numb. In a mountain range, a group of people stood. The leader was an old man. He was the 5th elder of the Purple Mansion. He had 3 successors and 72 top-notch geniuses by his side. In addition, there were more than 500 experts. They had 300 formations in their hands. There were also 16 terrifying sacred weapons. In addition, each of them had many Dharma treasures in their hands. Such a team covered the sky and earth. They were definitely extremely powerful. As long as Lin Wuti dared to come here, they would be able to stop him. They would even be able to send him to hell. A genius in blue armor asked, what was going on with Elder Zhang? Why did the Triple Crown champion ask for help? That's right. Could it be that he was being hunted down by Lin Wuti? Impossible. Another middle-aged man in a Taoist robe said, something must have happened that we didn't expect. Otherwise, with Lin Wuti's strength, how could he fight against the Triple Crown champion? One had to know that even a light-shaking realm cultivator was defeated in one move. Lin Wuti was stronger than sunlight. After 3 moves, he would definitely die. No matter what, they had to stop Lin Wuti. The 5th elder in front of them said. An extremely terrifying light flashed in his eyes. Suddenly, a biting cold aura came from the front. Then, countless saber lights flashed, and a wild saber slashed down. The genius in blue armor said, it's the heavenly saber formation that we set up. Someone had entered. It should be Lin Wuti. Chapter 55:02. Lin Wuti had come, and he had come so quickly. It was beyond their expectations. The middle-aged man sneered. Lin Wuti was a fool. He would definitely die if he entered the Heavenly Blade Formation. The people around them were overjoyed. The Heavenly Blade Formation was an extremely terrifying killing formation. There were 30 million streaks of blade energy inside, and it could be condensed to summon the Heavenly Blade. A divine blade would descend from the sky and kill a powerful enemy within the formation. It was a peerless killing formation. Lin Wuti would be severely injured if he didn't die. They laughed smugly. However, an even more terrifying sound came from the front. 30 million streaks of blade energy were blasted away in an instant. The heavenly blade that descended from the sky was sent flying by a punch. Cracks appeared on the heavenly blade, spreading like a spider web. Then, with a crack, the heavenly blade fell to the ground. The shattered blades pierced through the 9 heavens and 10 lands, and the surrounding mountains were also cut open. The ground cracked, and countless cracks appeared. The people around them were stunned when they saw this. How was this possible? That kid broke the Heavenly Blade Formation. The genius in armor shook his head frantically. That was the Heavenly Blade Formation, a peerless killing formation. He died the moment he entered. Even if their team wanted to break through, it would still take some time. But now, in the blink of an eye, the other party broke it open. What was going on? Could it be that Lin Wuti had come here with an extreme weapon? Thinking of this, their faces turned ugly. The 5th elder shouted angrily, "Calm down. I don't feel the aura of an extreme weapon." That was why he didn't use an extreme weapon, but they didn't know what it was. Let's go take a look. Hearing that it wasn't an extreme weapon, the people around them heaved a sigh of relief. They rose into the air and followed the 5th elder forward. They were very fast and arrived in front of him in an instant. The peerless killing formation that was set up between the hundreds of mountains in front of them was broken. The surrounding blade energy was dim, and there were countless fragments on the ground. There were cracks in the sky. Amidst the ruins, there was a figure standing there. It was a figure surrounded by divine flames. He stood there completely unscathed. However, everything around him had been completely destroyed. When the Violet Palace realm experts saw this scene, they sucked in a breath of cold air. This was Lin Wuyi. They stared fixedly at the figure below. At the same time, the flaming figure below lifted its head. There was an extremely terrifying light of reincarnation flickering in his eyes. Just by relying on you bunch of ants? Was there no one else in the Purple Mansion? As he spoke, the power of reincarnation suddenly erupted, forming an eye of reincarnation in the sky. A palm stretched out from the pupil. Heavenly Tao of reincarnation, hand of heaven. Boom, the palm of the heavenly Tao descended, mercilessly crushing these people. In an instant, hundreds of Violet Palace realm experts were annihilated. Some of the top geniuses and core elders were also sent flying while coughing up blood. This is Lin Wuyi's Rinnegan. They screamed crazily. Why do I feel that the other party's Rinnegan is much stronger than before? It was definitely more than 10 times. Most of the elites they had brought with them had been destroyed. Only a small number of extremely powerful people survived. Run, run. The purple-armored genius stood up, turned around, and ran. On the other side, the middle-aged man in Taoist robes was also pale with fright. They no longer cared about anything else. However, at this moment, they found that the void had split open and the entire sky had been split in half. They lowered their heads and found that their bodies had also split open. Sacred blood danced in the sky, sweeping through the 9 heavens. They were split open by a sword. They were dead. At this moment, only the 5th elder was left. The 5th elder's body trembled. He fell to his knees with a plop. What kind of power was this? A few days ago, he had seen this kind of power on the Triple Crown King. At that time, it had shocked him and made him unable to stop it. However, he did not expect that he would sense it on Lin Xian's body again. His face was filled with despair. You've broken through to become the Triple Crown King. Lin Xian walked over and pierced the 5th elder's glabella with his sword. He grabbed the 5th elder's soul and pressed it to the ground. He said coldly, "That's right. As the Triple Crown King, I should suppress everything in the world." Humph! He exerted force in his palm and tore the 5th elder's soul into pieces. This powerful troop vanished into thin air in an instant. Lin Xian waved his hand, and divine fire filled the sky, turning everything into ashes. At the same time, he stomped his foot and soared into the sky. Next, the team led by the 8th elder was destroyed, and the team led by the 11th elder was instantly destroyed. The team led by the 15th elder was destroyed. One by one, the powerful geniuses and elders were destroyed. At this moment, the entire burial earth was shrouded in a sea of blood. The monstrous aura made countless people kneel on the ground. In the Purple Mansion, the 2 supreme elders were guarding. They prevented others from launching a sneak attack. At this moment, the array formation was activated. They waited nervously. "Do you think you can stop Lin Wuyi?" The blue-clothed elder asked. The red-haired elder said, "It should be possible. This time, we've sent out most of our forces." The 2 supreme elders were discussing in a low voice. Suddenly, their expressions changed, because there was a pagoda above the 9 heavens. There were many jade pendants in this pagoda. They were the sole jade pendants of those powerhouses. But at this moment, the sole jade pendants in the pagoda were shattering crazily. It wasn't just one. They were shattering together. Every time, 500 soul jade pendants cracked at the same time. This caused the two grand elders to fall into despair. They soared into the air and arrived at the Seoul Pagoda. Their faces were filled with horror. Damn it, what was happening? The fifth elder's soul jade pendant had shattered. The 500 powerhouses with him had also shattered. On the other side, the team led by the eighth elder had also shattered. The two supreme elders were dumbfounded when they heard the news. Could it be that these people had all fallen? They couldn't imagine. One had to know how terrifying these elders were. Plus, they had brought a lot of people with them. There were hundreds of arrays. There were also dozens of sacred weapons. With so many forces, they could definitely destroy everything. No matter how strong Lin Wuti was, he was only a double champion. Why was he so terrifying? Could it be that Lin Wuti had brought the entire Divine Union's forces here? They didn't know. At the same time, the people of the Yuanguang continent went crazy. This apocalyptic scene terrified them. They started to collect information. When the news came back, they were dumbfounded, especially those in wholly distant ancient city. They were all shocked. When they learned that a genius from the Z government had died in the Nine Heavens, they were all stunned. Lin Xian wanted to destroy the entire world with his strength alone. Lin Wuti was so terrifying. At the same time, another piece of news came out. The two supreme elders of the Purple Mansion sect had joined forces to send out a message. Whoever could stop Lin Wuti would obtain the Purple Mansion sect supreme's secret manual. Chapter 5503. The Purple Mansion had many ancient techniques and divine powers. The fact that the Purple Mansion was willing to take out 10 Archean lost arts shocked countless people. Some people's eyes turned red in an instant. One Archean lost art could make a warrior rise in an instant, and it could even make a family powerful. Even the remote antiquity families couldn't accept 10 Archean lost arts. They would definitely be jealous. However, the people in Ancient City didn't dare to accept it at all. They knew how powerful Lin Wuti was. This was the Triple Crown champion. His strength made them despair. Even the entire Alcade continent was stunned by the scene of destruction. Looking at the sea of blood in the sky, these people shook their heads crazily. However, this time, the Purple Mansion spread the news to all corners of the world. In addition to the Alcade continent, there were other continents and terrifying oceans. There were also experts among them. Therefore, when these people heard the news, their eyes shone with a piercing light. If they could stop Lin Wuti, they could get the Archean lost arts. It was a great thing. Who was Lin Wuti? Was he the first in the Dragon Transformation Station? Although he was powerful, he was only one person. Let's gather more experts, not kill him. It wouldn't be a problem to stop him for half a month. These people were full of confidence and soared into the sky. They all flew towards the Alcade continent. For a moment, the Alcade continent was filled with a supreme aura. Everyone was nervous. They didn't know what would happen next. The St. Cloud Mountains. This was a very famous place on the Alcade continent because a great battle had taken place here 30,000 years ago. The two sides of the battle were extremely terrifying. There was only one person on one side, a saint called Xiao Qingyun. He was extremely terrifying. His opponents were the 8 remote antiquity families. That battle was earth-shattering, and mountains and rivers were shattered. In the end, Xiao Qingyun died in this mountain range, and the 8 remote antiquity families were also severely injured. This mountain range was called the St. Cloud Mountains by later generations, indicating the fall of a powerful saint. This time, the St. Cloud Mountains were lively again. This time, it wasn't just the 8 remote antiquity families. At least 80 sects were gathered here. They had no choice. This time, they came for the 10 Archean lost arts. After hearing the news from the Purple Mansion, these people came one after another. They gathered in the St. Cloud Mountains. Among them, there was the extremely terrifying Ghost family from the Nether Sky continent. There was also the Xianjian sect from the Xiantian continent. There was also the Demon Shark clan from the Demon Sea. In short, there were a lot of experts, far more than the lineup of 30,000 years ago. The experts from the Xianjian sect shook their heads. 30,000 years ago, Shao Qingyun had offended the 8 great sects and lost his life here. There were at least 80 sects here this time. So what if Lin Wudy was strong? Today was the day of his death. There was no way he could cross the St. Cloud mountain range. The experts of the Demon Shark clan also snorted coldly. They brought the Black Sea with them, engulfing the 9 heavens. The other people's expressions were similarly cold. As long as they could stop the other party, they would be able to do so. Then he could ask the Purple Mansion for 10 Archean secret techniques. These people were wary of each other and stopped at different peaks. After waiting for a day, they opened their eyes. It was because they sensed an aura coming from up ahead. Was Lin Wudy here? The Purple Mansion sect was also a top-notch sect. The fact that they had been so frightened that they had even asked for help meant that Lin Wudy might have brought the entire Divine Union's power with him. How could these sects not know about the legends of the Divine Union and Lin Wudy? That was why so many of them had teamed up to wait at the St. Cloud mountain range. However, they were stunned when they saw that there was only one person who had broken through the void. There was only one person. How could this be? Were the others hiding? These people used their powerful eye techniques to see through the heavens and the earth. Their terrifying souls covered the sky. However, they realized that there was no one hiding. There was only one person. Was Lin Wudy here alone? These people were stunned. Soon, the Demon Shark clan laughed heartily. Great, the heavens are on our side. It would be easy for us to stop him if there was only one person. That was, they would join forces to stop Lin Wudy. These people started to move. At the same time, those at the front attacked even faster. For example, there were the giant python clan. These huge pythons were tens of thousands of meters long and covered the sky. They were like heavenly blades blocking the front. At the same time, there were the Fire Crow clan. Flames swept across the sky and turned into a sea of fire. On the other side, the One-Horned Mantis clan and the terrifying Ghost clan all moved out. Boom, boom. A great battle broke out in an instant. It was earth-shattering, as if 100,000 thunderbolts had sounded at the same time. The tremors caused the surrounding mountains to shatter. Everyone watched with rapt attention. They all had confident smiles on their faces. With so many of them attacking together, it would be easy to stop the other party. However, at this moment, a scream came from the front. Then, everyone saw a bloody light shoot into the sky, turning into a sea of blood. Damn it, what happened? The surrounding people were all stunned. Not long after, another shocking power came. Flames swept across the sky, followed by the flash of a blade. A terrifying yin and yang aura erupted. Soon, a few people fled back. Their bodies were broken and stained with blood. Oh no, the giant python clan was annihilated. The Fire Crow clan's people were reduced to ashes, while the Nether Ghost clan's people were completely dead. News came one after another. The people waiting at the back were dumbfounded. They stopped smiling and roared crazily. What did you say? The giant python clan had sent out 149 experts. Each of the pythons was tens of thousands of meters long. They had swept across the world, but now they were all dead. The Fire Crow clan had a total of 300 experts. Their combined sea of fire was something that fiend gods could hardly resist. Now, they had turned into ashes, and the Ghost clan, who were extremely strange assassins, had fallen in hell? How was this possible? These people could not believe it. Who was it? Was it Lin Wudy? How could he be so powerful? These people's faces were ugly. The Demon Shark clan snorted. So, what if it was Lin Woody? Lin Woody was the first in the Dragon Transformation Station. He was a top-tier double champion. It was not surprising that he had such strength. However, no matter how strong he was, could he fight against all of them? Although we lost some of our clans and sects, most of us are still intact. With us standing here, he will definitely not be able to get through. Yes, that's right. The people of Xianjian sect nodded. The other experts' eyes also shone with a cold light. Shocking laws rushed out of their bodies, and terrifying formations condensed. They formed 99 formations and charged forward together. 99 killing formations containing all kinds of laws exploded together. The sacred leader would definitely die. No matter how strong Lin Woody was, he would not be able to resist. Chapter 5504. This time, everyone was very confident. This was because the power of the array formation this time was much stronger than the Heavenly Blade array from before. This time, Lin Woody would definitely not be able to rush out. In front of them, the laws kept flashing, and endless rumbling sounds could be heard. But soon, they were dumbfounded, because they found that the array in front of them was constantly breaking. An array of sword chi was like a divine dragon. It swept in all directions. Wherever it passed, everything was broken. Nothing could stop it. What was that? How could it be so terrifying? The surrounding people exclaimed. People like the Xianjian sect and the Demon Shark clan were even more shocked. That was Lin Woody. How could he tear these arrays apart? These people were dumbfounded. Lin Xian's sword chi was monstrous, and his eyes were filled with endless coldness. To be honest, he was very angry. Those who stopped him before were from the Purple Mansion. He was the enemy of the Purple Mansion, so it was reasonable for them to attack him. But now was not the time. Lin Xian could see that these sects were not from the Purple Mansion, but they came to stop him. This was intolerable. His expression was cold. When I was fighting with the Purple Mansion, you didn't help each other, so I didn't blame you. But you just had to help the Purple Mansion and be my enemy. Since that's the case, you can go to hell. Lin Xian's sword chi was even more terrifying. It was as if he had turned into a peerless sword god, shooting straight into the sky. At the same time, the array around him kept breaking, and nothing could stop him. This sword caused heaven and earth to collapse. Lin Xian was like a god, standing above the 9 heavens. When the people in the distance saw this, they were all dumbfounded. God, that's Lin Woody. Damn it, what's going on? How is he still alive? Why do I see that he's not injured? This is impossible. These people were stunned. They knew that Lin Woody was powerful, and he was the first in the dragon transformation stage. The terrifying double champion, no one was his opponent in a one-on-one fight. But this time, they were not fighting one-on-one. There were so many of them. How could they not defeat him? Is this really Lin Woody? He is definitely a young, great emperor. Previously, these people only knew of Lin Woody's reputation. Now that they saw his true strength, they were extremely regretful. If they had known that the other party was so terrifying, they wouldn't have dared to come even if they were beaten to death. 10 archaic cultivation methods. Although they were tempted, it was nothing compared to their lives. Damn it, let's hurry up and leave. Some people already wanted to retreat. There were also people who gnashed their teeth. Damn it, I knew it. How could the Z government be so kind? Lin Woody had become even more powerful than when he was at Hua Longzhan's side after giving him 10 immemorial cultivation techniques. I guess that Zifu must not be able to defeat Lin Woody, so he resorted to this method. Are you using us as a shield? Damn it, we were tricked by the Z Mansion. These people were all experts, and they reacted in an instant. They had indeed made the wrong decision this time. Let's go quickly. These people wanted to escape. There was also an elder whose eyes were filled with despair. He said, "It's too late. We're already on the Z government's side. We're enemies with Lin Wudi. Don't you know what kind of person Lin Wudi is? None of his enemies have a good ending. Think about the Dragon Prince. Think about those people from the Z government. Everyone's scalps went numb. Indeed, those who went against Lin Xian, whether it was the powerful imperial prince or the terrifying remote antiquity family, none of them could escape unscathed. This time, they were afraid that they were really in danger. The Demon Shark clan clenched their teeth. They snorted coldly. Damn it, so what? Are we going to sit here and wait for death? That's right, with so many experts and sects working together. Even if we can't defeat Lin Wudi, it's definitely not a problem for us to leave. Humph. I want to see how powerful the legendary #1 of the Dragon Transformation Station is. These people roared crazily. They knew that it was impossible to retreat, so they could only fight. Extremely terrifying laws erupted from these people. Kill. With a roar, these people rushed over. All kinds of laws and divine abilities emerged one after another. There was incomparably terrifying black seawater, monstrous sword chi, terrifying flying swords. There was also a sky full of flames. The battle was very terrifying. In an instant, it enveloped Lin Xian. However, Lin Xian waved his arm, and a sword chi cut through the sky, shattered the hell, and split all the attacks. Furthermore, over 100 silhouettes were destroyed by this sword strike. Then, Lin Xian was like a sword god, flickering light and passing shadow, killing these experts. The battle had completely erupted, and endless primordial aura spread out. At this moment, the entire forest and mountain range shook violently. So much so that those in the distance were crawling on the ground. What happened? Was there a battle between gods? After the battle, blood stained the sky, and the Holy Cloud Mountain Range had completely turned into a forbidden land of death. The murderous aura here was monstrous, and no one dared to enter. Even if a divine ancestor came here, he would probably be instantly swallowed by this aura and turned into white bones. In this sea of blood, a figure stepped in the air like a sword god. After leaving this place, his body was murderous like a god of death. After this person left, some people dared to look from a distance. There were terrifying weapons in the sky that were investigating. Then they gasped. Did you see that? The person who just left seemed to be Lin Wudi. Before the Holy Cloud Mountain Range, 80 top families and sects from all over the world had gathered. Could it be that they were waiting for Lin Wudi? But now Lin Wudi had successfully walked out alive, and the others had all turned into a sea of blood. Heavens! Was Lin Wudi really going to dominate the world with his own strength? Hurry up and spread the word. Go back to your family and don't provoke Lin Wudi. Was he really invincible in the world? This guy would definitely become a true great emperor in the future. At this moment, all those who had investigated the news had left. They all sent the news back to their families. At the same time, the news here spread all over the world. The entire burial planet was shocked. Has Lin Wudi become so strong already? It wasn't that they hadn't seen top geniuses before. For example, the previous crown prince was the possessor of the strongest bloodline. He could make heaven and earth tremble as soon as he appeared. Everyone was in despair. Then there was the double crown prince and even the triple crown prince, but no one had shocked them as much as Lin Xian. If there was, it would have to be traced back to the past. In every era, there was a kind of young person who rose among the masses and stood above the 9 heavens. Such people were called great emperors. However, great emperors had long disappeared and only existed in legends. It made them forget the power of great emperors. And now, Lin Xian's performance made them feel as if they had seen a group of young great emperors rise. This kid had heaven-defying strength and great opportunities. They couldn't provoke him. At this moment, The leaders of countless families gave orders to their families. They couldn't offend Lin Wuti. Chapter 55:05. Lin Wuti had single-handedly defeated countless sects and clans, shocking the entire buried Earth star. At this moment, countless people were terrified. They didn't know how things would develop next. At this moment, Lin Xian had already set foot on the Tianji continent. Above the Tianji continent, an eye of reincarnation appeared, overlooking the common people. At this moment, the clans and sects on the Tianji continent were terrified. It was as if a god was looking down on them. Their clan's secrets seemed to have been seen. Damn it, what was that? It was the Rinnegan. Damn it, it was Lin Wuti. Lin Wuti had actually come to the Tianji continent. Many people were terrified. Some living beings and warriors had already knelt on the ground and prostrated themselves in worship. However, there were also some experts of the older generation who were very angry. Their sects and clans were surrounded by clouds and mist covering heaven and earth. There were also old roars. Lin Wuti had gone too far. Did he use the Rinnegan to cover the entire continent? What was he trying to do? Was he trying to find out their secrets? Damn it. Did he really think they were easy to bully? No one was allowed to find out their clan's secrets. Angry roars sounded one after another, including those of the Qilin clan. The Qilin clan was on the Tianji continent. At this moment, they were also enveloped by the light of reincarnation. As a great emperor clan, they felt as if they were being challenged. At this moment, they were roaring crazily. Should we give Lin Wuti a warning? The Qilin clan's old Qilin said coldly. The others were also gnashing their teeth. However, some people frowned. For example, an elder said, "That's not good. He's not targeting us. He should be targeting the Z Mansion. I heard that he was chasing after the Triple Crown King. We don't have to make a move at this time. Our great emperor weapon isn't here. If that killing god kills his way to our clan, then the gains won't make up for the losses. Damn it. Are we going to let him be so arrogant? Lin Wuti came to the Tianji continent alone. If we don't stand up for him, what will others think of us in the future? Wouldn't it be embarrassing for the great emperor clan? Let's send someone to tell him that he can chase after the Triple Crown King, but he must take the Rinnegan. He can't find out our secrets. Otherwise, don't blame us for being rude." That's right, there were still experts in the Qilin clan who nodded. An elder suggested, "Why don't we join forces with some other clans and sects to give him some pressure?" Voices rang out one after another. The people of the Kirin clan moved quickly. At the same time, Lin Xian's Rinnegan floated above his head, and he scanned all directions. He even walked among the mountains and rivers. This time, he was determined to kill the Triple Crown champion. No one could stop him. All of a sudden, he frowned and stopped because he saw flames soaring into the sky ahead of him. The sky was illuminated by the radiance, as if it had turned into a sea of fire. Amidst the flames, a woman descended. This woman was wearing a fiery robe, and her aura was extremely powerful. Burning incense. "It's actually you?" Lin Xian frowned. He knew this person and was no stranger to him. It was the burning of incense. The Double Crown King had awoken from his slumber and had successfully made it into the top 10 of the dragon trial. She could be said to be a top-notch proud daughter of the heavens. It was just that he did not expect her to come at this time. "Are you here to intercept me as well?" Lin Xian's eyes bloomed with extremely cold, killing intent. Burning incense said, "Lin Gongzi, you've misunderstood. I'm not from the Purple Mansion. I'm just here to help someone pass on a message." "Who? What message?" Lin Xian said coldly. "Is there anyone else who wants to help the Purple Mansion?" Burning incense said in a deep voice. He said, "The Tianji continent is where the Fire Kirin clan resides. Young Master used the Rinnegan to cover the entire continent to investigate. This has already angered the Kirin clan. Although Young Master is not afraid of anything, he does not want to make enemies for no reason. Moreover, this enemy is a great emperor family. Therefore, I want Young Master to take back part of the Rinnegan's gaze, or at least stop investigating the Kirin clan. You're speaking for the Kirin clan? Lin Xian narrowed his eyes. There was a shocking light flickering in his eyes. Burning Incense said, not hiding anything. The Kirin clan is very optimistic about my bloodline. Moreover, they're preparing to marry me. My talent is above the Kirin sun, but I don't have a shocking bloodline like the Kirin sun. If the two of us marry, the next generation will definitely be the strongest genius. At this point, Burning Incense's eyes flashed with a shocking light. Lin Xian narrowed his eyes. Marriage? It seems that the Kirin clan has given you a lot of benefits. However, how do you know that I'll agree? What if the Triple Crown King runs to the Kirin clan? Won't I not be able to detect him? Don't worry, we definitely won't do that. At this time, 3 more figures descended from the sky. They had powerful flames on their bodies, as well as Kirin scales. Obviously, they were from the Kirin clan. These people's attitudes were much stronger than Burning Incense's. After all, they were from the great emperor family. They had their own pride. They said coldly, Lin Wuti, quickly stop and take back your gaze. Otherwise, don't blame us for being impolite. We didn't immediately take action, and only informed you. That's already giving you face. Don't go too far. The 3 of them said coldly. Lin Xian was enraged when he heard that. Too much? Lin Xian snorted. What does it have to do with the Kirin clan that I'm chasing after the enemy? You actually jumped out to block my path. I'm already giving you face by not attacking you. Now get lost. Or don't blame me for being merciless. Lin Xian was furious. What was his status now? A few Kirin clan geniuses were enough to talk to him. What kind of joke was this? A Kirin clan genius behind him was furious. He took a step forward. How dare you? Do you know the strength of our great emperor family? Just as he finished speaking, Lin Xian slashed him with his sword, and the entire ground split into 2. The crack was so deep that one couldn't see the bottom. The other 2 were trembling in fear. Even Burning Incense sucked in a breath of cold air. What else did he want to say? In the end, Lin Xian flicked his finger again, and a ball of flames enveloped the second genius, turning him into ashes. Only the last Kirin clan genius was left. He was so frightened that he fell to his knees. Fear, infinite fear. They were incomparably powerful geniuses in the Kirin clan, but now they were powerless in front of Lin Xian. Lin Xian came in front of them and said coldly, You don't have the qualifications to talk to me. If you want to talk to me, get the Kirin clan's patriarch to see me. Lin Xian snorted. He rose into the air and continued on his way. This time, not only did he not retract his reincarnation gaze, but he made it even more terrifying. An eye in the sky grew infinitely bigger. It seemed to cover the entire Tianji continent. Behind them, Burning Incense sighed when she saw this. When Lin Xian attacked just now, he also felt a chill down his spine. Lin Xian's greatest achievement was the Triple Crown. This meant that Lin Xian was also a Triple Crown champion. He was an existence that far surpassed him. How could he dare to attack? He could only sigh. To deal with someone like Lin Xian, he could only beg for mercy and bow his head. That seemed to give him a chance. However, if he fought with Lin Xian head-on, it would be over. He would definitely end up in a miserable state. Chapter 5506. The news quickly spread out. When the Kirin race found out that 2 of the 3 geniuses they sent out were killed instantly, they were stunned. Then, many elders were furious. That despicable Lin Wuti dared to kill their people. He was too arrogant, too despicable. Who did he think he was? Did he really not care about the emperor race? Humph, he wasn't a quasi-emperor yet. He didn't have the right to rule over them. The Kirin race was furious. The other clans and sects on Tianji continent all gasped when they found out. It seemed that this was a vicious person. He didn't even give face to the Kirin race. Since that was the case, the Kirin race wasn't going to hold back. They decided to take revenge. They weren't the only ones. Some of the clans and sects under them also received the order. They gathered their formations and weapons. Some of the clans and sects frowned. Why did they have to offend Lin Wudi? Even some of the Kirin race frowned. They wanted to ask about it. However, they realized that the Kirin race leader had disappeared. Where did he go? Where did their leader go? They didn't know. At that moment, in a mysterious palace on Tianji continent, there were a few figures. The Kirin race leader was among them. He was just one of them. There were a few others. One of them was a lady in purple. She was as beautiful as a fairy. She was the leader of the Purple Mansion. The leader of the Purple Mansion had been fighting against the 10,000 Dragon Court. However, when she received the call for help from the Triple Crown King, she chose to return. Compared to the 10,000 Dragon Court, the Triple Crown King was more important. He was their top expert, and they couldn't allow anything to happen to him. When the leader of the Purple Mansion found out that the Triple Crown King was in Tianji continent, she immediately rushed over. She also met the leader of the Kirin race. The Kirin race didn't want to go against Lin Wudi. However, the leader of the Purple Mansion gave them a condition that they couldn't refuse. After hearing this, the leader of the Fire Kirin race's eyes turned red. She asked, "Can you really send our Kirin race to that place?" The leader of the Purple Mansion nodded and said, "As long as you help us protect the Triple Crown King, I can let your Kirin race go." That's great. The Qilin clan leader was overjoyed. If he could go to that place, then his future achievements would definitely far surpass his current achievements. At the very least, becoming a quasi-emperor would not be a problem. If he was lucky, he might even become a great emperor. Thinking of this, he clenched his fists in excitement. He said, "All right, leave it to us this time." Other than him, there were 3 other figures. 2 of them were experts. One of them had a golden glow on his body, as if he was wearing golden armor. It was the leader of the Golden Armor sect. The Golden Armor Gate was also one of the top sects in the Heavenly Fate continent. Moreover, the Golden Armor Gate's defense was extremely strong. Legend had it that during the Primordial Age, the first-generation leader of the Golden Armor sect had obtained a set of battle armor by chance from the primordial battlefield. Although the armor was broken, the great Tao on it was truly terrifying. The first-generation sect master used this broken armor to develop a set of extremely powerful body refining techniques. Moreover, he had successfully established a peerless sect. One could imagine how powerful their defenses were. The other was from the Spirit Exterminator clan. This was also an ancient clan. They were extremely terrifying and had the means to destroy the world. More importantly, they had the Spirit Exterminator cauldron in their hands. Once enough living beings were destroyed, the power of the Spirit Exterminator cauldron would develop to an extremely terrifying level. Now that the Spirit Exterminator cauldron was extremely powerful, the leader of the Purple Mansion had gathered the people of these 2 sections. He had also promised them many secret manuals. That was why these 2 sects were so tempted. "Leader, please don't worry. This Lin Wudi is powerful, but he is only one person after all. He is not truly invincible. If we were to take action, his plan would definitely not succeed." The leader of the Golden Armor Gate said with a smile. He was very confident in his own defense. Their sect's primordial golden armor was extremely powerful. It was definitely the most powerful of all time. On the other side, the leader of the Spirit Exterminator clan also laughed. "Our Spirit Exterminator cauldron can be used now. Once it was used, Although it could not be compared to an extreme Tao weapon, it was definitely the strongest existence below the extreme Tao weapon. Therefore, the Triple Crown King and the leader of the Purple Mansion could rest assured. Hearing this, the leader of the Purple Mansion nodded his head. The Triple Crown King, on the other hand, heaved a sigh of relief. This time, his life was not in danger. However, he had indeed lost a lot of face. He was actually hunted down and laughed at by the whole world. He swore that when he returned this time, he would try his best to recover to his peak. When the time came, he would personally kill Lin Wudi. Thinking of this, he took a deep breath and looked at the woman in purple beside him. Was this the current Purple Mansion's mansion lord? To be honest, the Triple Crown King was really shocked. After he woke up, he wanted to personally control the magistrate. However, when he saw this woman, he changed his mind. He immediately changed his mind, because he realized that this woman's origin was really too extraordinary. It was far beyond his imagination. She actually came from that place. No wonder she could become the leader of the Purple Mansion at such a young age. The expert behind her was also an existence that the Triple Crown King looked up to. Therefore, the Triple Crown King immediately gave up on this idea. The leader of the Purple Mansion would naturally do his best to protect him. Since they had formed an alliance, these people began to move quickly. At least, they had to get Lin Wudi out of the Tianji continent. On the other side, Lin Xian was still flying in the air. The Rinnegan on top of his head began to search. He was slowly locking onto his target. He didn't know where this guy was hiding this time. He couldn't find him after such a long time. Beside him, Burning Incense said, "Lin Gongzi, why do you have to be enemies with the Kirin clan? You're not doing this wisely." Lin Xian snorted coldly. "I don't want to be enemies with anyone, but anyone who dares to block my path is my enemy. No matter what clan they are from, or even the Emperor clan, no one can stop me." Lin Xian's eyes were shining with confidence. Burning Incense was also shocked. The current Lin Wudi was more than 10 times stronger than when she saw him in the dragon transformation battle. He even looked up to him. Was the Kirin clan really going to be enemies with such a person? He had a very bad feeling about this. But now that he was on the Kirin clan's side, he couldn't say anything. He could only sigh. At the same time, Lin Xian suddenly sped up. The void where he was standing cracked open. The terrifying array destroyed everything in its path. Lin Xian flew into the air. The golden light in his eyes was even more terrifying. "How dare you attack me? This time, I'll let you feel despair." Chapter 55:07. Between heaven and earth, there were countless blood-colored auras that filled the air, turning into terrifying demonic beasts that charged towards Lin Xian. This was a world-destroying formation created by the Spirit Exterminator clan. They had used this formation to destroy one world after another. However, such a formation could not withstand a single blow from Lin Xian. A sharp sword chi appeared in Lin Xian's hand. He slashed out like a flaming divine sword, turning everything into ashes. Damn it, how is this possible? How can his flames be so terrifying? Is this the Nine Suns' divine fire? Why do I feel that its power is even more terrifying than the legends? In the distance, the elders of the Spirit Exterminator clan who had created the formation felt their scalps go numb when they saw this scene. They quickly retreated. However, it was still too late. The terrifying eye of Samsara in the sky looked down. The hand of heaven reached out from the eye of Samsara and smashed it. The souls of those people vanished into thin air. Lin Xian fought his way through, tearing apart hundreds of formations in an instant, and was still attacking. The Spirit Exterminator clan was completely stunned. They could feel that the soul jade pendants of their clan's experts were rapidly shattering. Damn it, what happened? There was a huge mirror above their heads, as if it was the heavenly realm. The scene on the mirror was that endless mountains and rivers were shattered, and the sky was falling, and the earth was splitting apart. A figure like a sword god swept out in all directions, stunning the surrounding people. Is this person Lin Wuti? Is he really so powerful? Our intelligence was wrong. The Spirit Exterminator clan roared crazily. In fact, they were not the only ones. The Golden Armor sect and the Kirin clan also saw the contents of the formation. Their expressions were also extremely solemn. At this moment, the Kirin clan leader said in a deep voice, "Since this was the case, let's use some special means. Use the legendary divine weapons. 12 legendary divine weapons can form a super divine weapon formation. I don't think this kid can withstand it." Hearing this, the surrounding people nodded one after another. The Kirin clan took out 8 legendary divine weapons. The remaining ones were taken out by the Golden Armor sect and the Spirit Exterminator clan. 12 legendary divine weapons condensed in the air. They emitted an extremely terrifying light and then shrouded Lin Xian. These legendary divine weapons were extremely terrifying, far surpassing ordinary divine weapons. They were the top existences below the extreme divine weapons. At this moment, they attacked together. The momentum was extremely terrifying. Boom. Lin Xian was instantly shrouded. He furrowed his brows when he sensed the information contained on it. He did not care about one legendary divine weapon, but 12 at the same time was a threat to him. But so what? It was just a threat. It was still impossible for him to kill him. Boundless laws exploded in the sky as the 12 sacred weapons were activated at the same time, instantly shrouded heaven and earth. Endless rumbling sounds spread out in all directions. At this moment, everyone raised their heads to look at the sky. They were all shocked. Was he hit? When Burning Incense saw this scene, he too sucked in a cold breath. To be honest, no matter how strong Lin Xian was, he would still be helpless in the face of such an attack. The other clans and sects sighed. At the same time, in the mysterious hall, the members of the 3 great clans smirked when they saw this. The Spirit Exterminator clan said that they had hit him. The Golden Armor tribe said that even the Golden Armor tribe would not be able to withstand such an attack. No matter how strong Lin Wuti was, he would definitely die. The Kirin clan said that this was for sure. This was the outcome of going against them. Was he dead? The Triple Crown King snorted. Although he had not taken care of it himself, he had finally gotten rid of a major threat. Once he recovered his strength, he would personally deal with the Divine Union. He would not let go of anyone related to Lin Xian. News of this matter spread to other places. Some people sighed. Was Lin Wuti really going to die just like that? That was not very likely. Lin Wuti was extremely terrifying. He did not take out an extreme divine weapon. He should not be able to withstand it. When the news spread to the Divine Union, the members of the Divine Union were also nervous. However, Yan Ryu said, "Don't worry, they can't do anything to Lin Xian yet." She had unlimited confidence in Lin Xian. At this moment, everyone on the Tibetan Earth Star was talking about it. In the Purple Mansion, the Kirin clan laughed. Their peerless enemy was finally dead. However, their smiles soon froze. Among the sacred weapons in the sky, a sword aura turned into a dragon and rushed into the sky. Then, it bared its fangs and claws and tore the sky apart. Lin Xian rose into the sky and stepped on thousands of dragons. He was extremely powerful. What was going on? That was Lin Wuti. He was not dead yet. This was impossible. Could it be that 12 legendary saint weapons were not enough to kill him? The members of the 3 great clans were dumbfounded. The face of the Purple Mansion's mansion lord also became extremely ugly. He said, "Hurry up and use your ultimate skills. Take out the Spirit Exterminating Cauldron." He had a bad feeling. However, it was too late. Before these people could take action, A dragon-shaped sword shadow appeared in the void. Lin Xian put his palms together and raised the 9 heaven cicada. With a roar, the dragons in the sky roared. At this moment, heaven and earth shattered. The 12 sacred weapons were sent flying by the sword. In fact, half of them had already cracked and turned into scrap metal. No, damn it. How could it be like this? The Kirin clan roared crazily. However, it was not over yet. Another sword slashed out, and the remaining half turned into scrap metal. The 12 sacred weapons were all shattered. They had never seen such an attack power. The Golden Armor sect and the World Destruction clan's eyes were about to pop out. These people's hearts were bleeding. Sacred weapons were not cabbages that could be found anywhere. They were passed down from the most powerful saints, and only after countless years of forging would they become sacred weapons. They were treasures that could only be condensed over time. But now, they had lost so many. Their hearts ached. The Triple Crown King's face turned cold. He stared at the dragon-shaped sword shadow. Was this the dragon sword soul? This kind of attack power made him extremely jealous. The Purple Mansion's master took a deep breath and said, "Everyone, bring out your strongest attacks." The spirit exterminating cauldron and the immemorial armor had to be used. Otherwise, it would be difficult to stop this kid. He had interacted with Lin Xian many times. Naturally, he knew that it would not be easy to kill him. The Kirin clan gritted their teeth. Damn it, if our extreme Dao weapons were here, we would be able to kill him directly. Although that was the case, everyone shook their heads and sighed. The Kirin clan's extreme Dao weapons were still attacking the 10,000 Dragons Court. They could not take it back. Therefore, they could only think of another way. On the other side, Lin Xian retracted his sword chi. His eyes flashed with a shocking light, because he had found the location of the Triple Crown King. In the next moment, his body flashed, and he flew towards that place. Chapter 55:08. Inside the hall, the Triple Crown King and the others were still discussing. Suddenly, the entire hall shook violently as it was torn apart by a sword. The sunlight from the outside shone in. At the same time, a terrifying aura filled the hall, causing everyone's scalp to go numb. Oh no, the other party had actually attacked. What a fast speed! The Triple Crown King's pupils constricted. He looked up at the sky and saw a godlike figure. He was standing in the sky. Lin Xian looked down and said coldly, "Ziming, even if you run to the ends of the earth, you won't be able to escape from me." His eyes were filled with killing intent. Ziming had actually dared to attack the Divine Union and injure Yan Ruyu and the others. He had definitely touched Lin Xian's reverse scale. Therefore, Lin Xian had no intention of letting Ziming off. The Triple Crown King gritted his teeth. "Despicable brat, don't be so arrogant." The Purple Mansion master also stood up. "Lin Wudi, I won't let you kill him." "You?" Lin Xian looked at the Purple Mansion master and shook his head with a cold smile. "You don't have the right to say such words. You don't have the right to be arrogant in front of me." The Purple Mansion master was so angry that he trembled. His beautiful face was filled with coldness. He snorted and sent out a palm strike. His palm turned into a purple cloud that enveloped Lin Xian. Lin Xian waved his hand and sent out a golden crow that shattered the purple cloud. Then he stomped his foot. A terrifying flame aura filled the air and forced the Purple Mansion master to retreat. The Purple Mansion master spat out a mouthful of blood, his face pale. Damn it, this guy's strength was so terrifying. He was even more terrifying than the Triple Crown King. He had even surpassed him. Now, he finally knew why the Triple Crown King was being hunted. Only a quasi-emperor could suppress such a person. The Spiritual Annihilation Patriarch and the Golden Armor Alliance leader were also shocked. Was this young man the legendary Lin Wuti? He was indeed powerful. They looked as if they were facing a great enemy. Lin Xian looked at the two of them and said, "I'll give you a chance to live. Kneel down and submit, and I'll spare your lives." Hearing this, the two experts were instantly enraged. They were both top-notch overlords who could dominate an area. Now, a young man actually wanted them to kneel down and submit. How could they tolerate this? The Spiritual Slayer clan's leader scoffed coldly. "Brat, you are too arrogant. When I swept through the world, you weren't even born yet." On the other side, the leader of the Golden Armor Gate also stood up. "I also want to see what you Lin Wuti are capable of. Humph, I've already given you a chance, but you didn't cherish it. Since that's the case, don't blame me." Lin Xian coldly snorted. He clenched his hand into a fist and punched out. His fist pierced through heaven and earth. Then he charged at the patriarch of the Soulslayer clan. The patriarch of the Soul-Slaying clan bellowed, "Spirit extermination, divine fist." His fist also struck out. This was a blood-colored fist that carried the resentment of countless creatures as it swept through heaven and earth. His fist collided with his opponent's. With a cracking sound, the Spirit Extermination Patriarch was sent flying backward. Half of his palm had turned into blood mist. The other half of his body was covered in cracks as he fell into the ruins. He couldn't believe it. Lin Wuti actually injured him with a single punch. Trash. He couldn't even withstand a single blow. Lin Xian snorted coldly. Then he looked at the leader of the Golden Armor Gate. In the next moment, he formed a seal with his palm. Endless demonic chi formed a demon god seal that slapped forward. With a loud boom, a huge seal crossed the ancient time and space and attacked forward. The leader of the Golden Armor Gate roared. He formed a seal with his palm, and endless mysterious runes gathered on his body, forming a battle armor. The battle armor enlarged and covered his entire body. "It's useless. Lin Wuti, you can't break it. This is our golden armor technique." The leader of the Golden Armor Gate was very confident. He wasn't Lin Wuti's opponent in terms of offense, but in terms of defense, Lin Wuti was definitely inferior to him. Boom. The demon god seal hit the golden battle armor, releasing an earth-shattering aura that forced the surrounding people to retreat. They were all nervous, but they realized that it didn't shatter this time. Great, he blocked it. The leader of the Purple Mansion smiled. The Triple Crown King also heaved a sigh of relief. As expected of the Golden Armor Gate, the ancient battle armor was indeed strong. The leader of the Golden Armor Gate also smiled. "Did you see that, kid? This is my ultimate technique." Just as he finished speaking, a cracking sound came from heaven and earth. A crack actually appeared on the golden battle armor. No, how could this be? The leader of the Golden Armor Gate's pupils constricted. The others also panicked. Even the golden battle armor couldn't block Lin Xian's attack. Lin Xian used his strength again, and another wave of energy surged out. Break! With a roar that sounded like the roar of 10,000 dragons. It directly tore the golden battle armor apart. The demon god seal hit the leader of the Golden Armor Gate and pierced through her body. In the blink of an eye, the two top experts were severely injured. Lin Xian was like a demon god. He walked forward and stared at the Triple Crown King. "Who do you think can save you now?" He waved his hand. He slashed forward with his sword. The Triple Crown King roared. Damn it. He also used all his strength to block, and a purple mark appeared. The two collided, and he was sent flying. One of his arms was chopped off. The dragon-shaped sword Qi in Lin Xian's hand became more and more terrifying. It was as if he had turned into a real sword god. Another sword slashed towards Xi Ming. Xi Ming's pupils dilated. He was no match for him at all. He quickly retreated, but his body still cracked. However, at this moment, a huge cauldron appeared between heaven and earth and blocked the sword Qi. It protected Ziming. It was a blood-colored cauldron with all kinds of ferocious heads on it. It was extremely terrifying. The spirit extermination cauldron had destroyed countless living beings. The cauldron formed by it was extremely terrifying. Lin Wuti, I admit that you're very powerful. I'm not your match with my strength, but you underestimate me too much. Let me tell you the true ultimate technique of the spirit extermination race. The leader of the spirit extermination race walked out again. His broken body had healed, and he held the spirit extermination cauldron in his hand. Confidence was restored in his eyes. Sensing the endless killing intent coming from the spirit extermination cauldron, Lin Xian frowned. What a cruel method. You actually used the power of billions of living beings for yourself. You're unforgivable. The leader of the spirit extermination race sneered. Humph, this world follows the law of the jungle. The strong are respected. I use their power because I think highly of them. They should be proud. And soon, you'll become a member of the spirit extermination cauldron. My power will become even stronger. You? Lin Xian sneered in disdain. How do you know how powerful I am? Damn it, what an arrogant kid. Go to hell. The leader of the spirit extermination race was furious. He couldn't tolerate the other party's insolence. He threw out the spirit extermination cauldron. The blood-colored cauldron swept between heaven and earth, bringing with it a monstrous sea of blood. Endless phantoms appeared on it. There were war gods with broken bodies, destroyed experts, terrifying saints, and angels with broken wings. All kinds of experts were killed by the spirit extermination cauldron. One could imagine how terrifying this cauldron was. Chapter 55:09. The monstrous sea of blood surrounded Lin Xian as the spirit extermination cauldron enveloped him. Ha ha! The spirit extermination patriarch laughed out loud as he looked at Triple Crown King. Don't worry, this kid will definitely die after entering the spirit extermination cauldron. The power of the spirit extermination cauldron definitely exceeded his imagination. Triple Crown King also laughed. She also felt the terror of the spirit extermination cauldron. Even if he encountered it, he would probably be seriously injured if he wanted to escape. Once Lin Wuti was seriously injured, it would be easy for them to kill him with so many people around them. After finally dealing with it, Golden Armor King also walked out. Triple Crown King snorted coldly. Everyone thought that victory was in their hands. However, at this moment, 6 worlds appeared in the endless sea of blood in front of them. 6 paths of reincarnation. A cold and emotionless voice sounded. The 6 paths of reincarnation rotated, as if everything was reincarnating. War gods with broken bodies, angels with broken wings, saints with broken wings, and all sorts of powerful beings entered reincarnation at this moment. The sea of blood quickly disappeared, and the murderous aura between heaven and earth weakened rapidly. No, damn it, what was going on? The spirit extermination patriarch's pupils constricted, and her expression became extremely ugly. Why was it like this? He felt the power of the spirit extermination cauldron rapidly weakening. What was going on? The Golden Armor Patriarch was also stunned. The Kirin Patriarch's pupils constricted. It was Lin Wuti. This was his 6 paths of reincarnation. Quickly find your spirit extermination cauldron. The spirit extermination patriarch's expression turned ugly. What? 6 paths of reincarnation. It could actually restrain his spirit extermination cauldron. He quickly found it. However, it was already too late. A golden palm reached out and grabbed the spirit extermination cauldron. Then he said, "Don't you think it's too late to leave now?" Lin Xian walked out of the sea of blood. Flame surrounded his body, and the 6 paths of reincarnation surrounded him. He was like a supreme god as a dragon-shaped sword appeared in his right hand. The sword slashed at the spirit extermination cauldron. With a clang, cracks appeared on the spirit extermination cauldron, and it shattered into pieces. This powerful weapon shattered at this moment. The spirit extermination patriarch spat out blood and fell to the ground. His face turned pale. He had been severely injured. Even his soul had split open. The Golden Armor Alliance master was stunned, while the expressions of Triple Crown King and the others turned ugly. Even the spirit extermination cauldron couldn't do anything to him. The people on the Heavenly Fate continent were even more terrified. They could only feel the endless changes in the aura, but they didn't know what was going on. However, they could feel the aura of the 6 paths of reincarnation, which meant that Lin Wuti was still alive. Moreover, he was incomparably strong. Could it be that no one could suppress him? They did not know. Lin Xian looked at the Triple Crown champion and said, "Who can protect you?" As he spoke, he swung his sword again, splitting Triple Crown champion in half. 3 Crown King. The cracks on his body became even more terrifying. His body was in tatters, moreover difficult to heal. The Triple Crown King had gone mad. He had just woken up and was laughing arrogantly under the heavens, not placing anything in his eyes. But now he was in such a sorry state, like a stray dog. He roared madly, "Golden Armor sect, take out your immemorial battle armor." The Purple Mansion's Mansion Master also said that he could only rely on him. The leader of the Golden Armor Gate had an ugly look on his face, but he knew that there was nothing he could do. He could only wave his hands. Above the 9 heavens, the nearby void shattered, and an ancient battle armor appeared. This ancient battle armor was abnormally simple, and it carried the aura of time. And at a glance, it was full of cracks. Most of these cracks had been repaired, and only a small portion was still in the process of shattering. This was the immemorial battle armor. How many tens of thousands of years had it been repaired to such an extent? However, just the great Tao runes on it allowed the Golden Armor Gate to cultivate to become a supreme body refinement powerhouse. The origin of this battle armor was definitely extraordinary. Lin Wuti, no matter how strong you are, you can't break it. This is the true immemorial battle armor. The leader of the Golden Armor Alliance enlarged the immemorial battle armor and swept across the area. He protected the few of them. With this thing, they were in an invincible position. Block it first. We have to leave this place. The Purple Mansion Master gritted his teeth. They could only block it now, but it was probably impossible to kill Lin Wuti. Damn it. The leader of the Spirit Extermination Clan had an ugly look on her face. She was seriously injured now and couldn't even use half of her strength. What was even more heartbreaking was that the Spirit Extermination Cauldron had actually shattered. It had taken 6,000 years to condense a complete Spirit Extermination Cauldron. This made her heart bleed. Lin Xian looked at the light of the golden armor in front of him and narrowed his eyes. Immemorial battle armor? Do you think I can't kill you just because you're hiding inside? Ziming, you're too naive. I said that no one can save you today. Even if a quasi-emperor comes, I will kill you with my sword. Lin Xian's hands condensed again. He mobilized the power in the sword world. At the same time, he said, "DeLong, erupt." DeLong nodded. With a roar, he absorbed the power in the sword world and roared toward the sky. The dragon-shaped sword shadow in Lin Xian's hand grew larger. It turned into a bottomless ravine. Slash. The flame between Lin Xian's eyebrows jumped, and his divine body bloomed with radiance. He slashed out with his sword. Heaven and earth were completely shattered. This sword slashed on the immemorial battle armor, causing it to shake violently. The blood of the people inside was also surging. The pupils of the Spirit Extermination Clan's leader constricted. How could it be so powerful? The Zifu mansion master and the others were also nervous. The Golden Armor Clan's leader originally wanted to say that it was impossible, but the pressure on him was too great. His face was red, and he couldn't speak at all. He could only use his power. Block it! He gritted his teeth and shouted angrily. However, Lin Xian fully recovered the Great Dragon Sword Soul this time. The power of this sword was really too strong. It was comparable to an extreme Dao attack. Therefore, after holding on for a moment, the immemorial battle armor instantly shattered. It was actually cut open by the sword. The immemorial battle armor turned into tens of thousands of pieces and scattered all over the ground. As for the Golden Armor Clan's leader, he was cut in half by the sword. His body and soul were destroyed. The Triple Crown King, Zifu Mansion Master, and the others were all injured. They vomited blood and were sent flying. The Golden Armor Clan's leader was killed by a single sword strike. Was the immemorial battle armor broken? At this moment, the people of the Golden Armor Clan all knelt on the ground. Their faces were filled with despair. It was impossible. The immemorial battle armor was found in the battlefield of the ancient times. It was definitely terrifying. But now it was broken. What was going on? The Spirit Extermination Clan's leader was so scared that his scalp went numb. He had seen the immemorial battle armor before, but it couldn't withstand a single sword strike from the other party. What kind of existence did they provoke? His face was filled with despair. Thinking of this, he turned around and fled. He didn't want the secret manual of the Zifu Mansion Master anymore. He only wanted to save his life. Lin Xian snorted coldly. How dare you leave? In the sky, the Spirit Extermination Clan's leader's body instantly stopped. An expression that was uglier than crying appeared on his face. He turned his head and shook his head crazily. Please spare my life, young master. I've been possessed. I've offended you, young master. I'll definitely respect you in the future. Chapter 55:10. Respect me? Lin Xian sneered. There was no need for that. He slashed out again. No, damn it, I'll fight it out with you. The patriarch roared, crazily. She had already lowered her head, but Lin Xian still wouldn't let her go. He used all his strength to resist, but in front of DeLong, he was no match at all. With a slash of the sword, she turned into a bloody mist and disappeared. The Kirin Patriarch's eyelids twitched wildly. Even the Purple Mansion Lord gasped. The Triple Crown King's face turned extremely ugly. Lin Xian was too strong. He had a bad feeling about this. Lin Xian stared at the Triple Crown King. Who else can save you now? The Kirin clan or the Purple Mansion Lord? I want to see who dares to go against me. At this moment, Lin Xian was brimming with murderous intent and was extremely domineering. He wanted to let the other party know what despair was. A hint of madness appeared in the Triple Crown King's eyes as he looked at the Kirin Patriarch and the Purple Mansion Lord. The Purple Mansion Lord said, "Fellow Taoist Kirin, let's attack together." The Kirin Patriarch nodded. He knew that he had to do this. Taking a deep breath, he roared angrily and turned into a Kirin. He punched out with the Kirin arm. It was as heavy as a mountain. His strength was even more terrifying than the previous Kirin's son. On the other side, the Lord of the Purple Mansion had used 5 different ultimate techniques in a row. They were all lost ultimate techniques. Lin Xian roared at the sky. Good. He clenched his left fist and turned into a sun. The sword in his right hand flew out. The Eye of Reincarnation formed the heavenly Tao of reincarnation. The hand of heaven in the sky kept falling. Lin Xian had single-handedly fought 2 top-tier divine ancestors. The momentum was very shocking. I'm coming too. The Triple Crown King roared angrily and instantly rushed over. He had defeated Lin Xian previously, but he was very strong. At this moment, with him, They could definitely suppress everything. Oh, no, Lin Wudi is in danger. She wants to fight against 3 people alone. The surrounding people exclaimed. No matter how strong he was, he would not be able to withstand the attacks of these 3 people. Could it be that he was going to be suppressed today? The Triple Crown champion laughed heartily. He felt that he had suppressed Lin Wudi. Brat, today is the day you die. From the looks of it, the other party was not as powerful as he had imagined. If he had known this would happen, he would have joined forces with them. He wouldn't have been so scared before. Just the 3 of you want to suppress me? How laughable! Lin Xian snorted coldly. Suddenly, the heaven-devouring jar appeared in his hand, and he threw it forward. With a boom, the qi of Tao erupted and swept across the 9 heavens. Not good. Qilin Zicheng's expression changed greatly. The pupils of the Triple Crown King and the Purple Mansion Master also shrank. Run quickly. The Triple Crown King turned around and fled, but they were still sent flying by this force. Cracks appeared on his body. At this critical moment, the Purple Mansion Lord roared. He summoned a large cauldron to block the heaven-swallowing jar. Dragon pattern tripod. After blocking it, his face turned pale. Triple Crown King heaved a sigh of relief. He gritted his teeth and said, "If you have an extreme-grade weapon, why didn't you take it out earlier?" The Purple Mansion Lord snorted coldly. "Shut up. Who told you to attack the Divine Union?" He didn't know what to say either. Previously, when they had attacked the 10,000 Dragon Court, they had used extreme-grade weapons many times. They didn't have much strength left. How could they have used an extreme-grade weapon right from the start? Besides, if he had taken out his trump card in advance, Lin Wudi would definitely have let the Divine Union attack the Purple Mansion Lord. Hence, he hadn't taken it out at first. Now that he saw Lin Xian use it to make a weapon, he had no choice but to take out the dragon pattern tripod to block. However, it was still considered good. After blocking the heaven-devouring jar, they could leave safely this time. Triple Crown King snorted coldly. "How can you kill me with an extreme-grade weapon? When I return, I will take revenge. I definitely won't let you off. I won't let anyone related to you go." Lin Xian's expression was cold. He stared at Triple Crown King. "I can't kill you? How naive. Let me tell you, with an extreme-grade weapon, you will definitely die." As he spoke, Lin Xian slashed out again. The dragon awakened, and the sword slashed toward heaven and earth. "Not good. Run." The Purple Mansion Lord shouted angrily. He was going crazy. Triple Crown King still dared to provoke his opponent at this time? Did he not know the power of the Great Dragon Sword? No. Triple Crown King was terrified. How could he block the sword? He used all his strength to block it. However, he realized that he couldn't escape from this sword. He was in despair. He couldn't accept this. He hadn't expected his opponent's Great Dragon Sword to be no weaker than an extreme-grade weapon. If he had known this, he definitely wouldn't have dared to challenge his opponent. However, there was no chance for regret in this world. With a single slash, he was reduced to ashes. When the shocking sword light disappeared, Triple Crown King was long gone. A pitch-black hole had appeared where he had been standing. Lin Xian snorted coldly. Divine flames flew out and turned into thousands of golden crows. They covered the sky and engulfed the blood, turning it into ashes. Previously, when he had killed the chaotic body, it had benefited the light-shaking realm. This time, he wouldn't do the same. He would completely obliterate Triple Crown King's power. No one would be able to obtain it. He was dead. The Purple Mansion Lord was stunned. The Qilin tribe leader was even more terrified. They hadn't expected Lin Xian to be able to kill Triple Crown King under such circumstances. The Qilin tribe leader was filled with regret. Why had he opposed Lin Wudi? The Purple Mansion Lord was even more furious. "You actually killed him. Damn it. Although the Purple Mansion Lord was mysterious, Triple Crown King was still extremely important to them. This time, he had just awakened. Was he going to die just like that? He couldn't accept it. He stared at Lin Wuti, his eyes filled with killing intent. Lin Xian said, "You should think about how you're going to survive first, because I have no intention of letting you go." He turned around and stared at the Purple Mansion Lord and the Qilin tribe leader. With a single step, the sky collapsed and the earth cracked. The two of them sucked in a breath of cold air. Lin Xian still dared to attack. "Damn it, you don't have much strength left," the Qilin tribe leader howled. Lin Xian snorted coldly. He had used up a lot of strength, but it was enough to kill them. With that, Lin Xian's body swayed. He used Shadowless Heaven's Net and instantly appeared in front of the Qilin tribe leader. Shura Sword Technique. He sent the Qilin tribe leader flying with a single slash. The Qilin tribe leader's body was split in half. He was in a miserable state. "Friend, save me." Their family's great emperor weapon had been used to fight the 10,000 dragon court. Now he could only ask for help from the dragon pattern cauldron. The Purple Mansion Lord's face was also ugly. In front of Lin Wuti, it seemed that even an extreme Dao weapon was useless. Damn it. Has this person grown to such an extent? Lin Xian blocked the dragon pattern cauldron with the sky-devouring jar. Then he looked at the Qilin tribe leader again. The sword intent in his hand was even more terrifying. "No, you can't kill me. Do you know who I am? I'm the Qilin tribe leader. I'm the great emperor family's clan leader. If you kill me, you'll become an enemy of the entire Qilin tribe. Let me go, and I promise I won't go against you in the future." "How about it?" the Qilin tribe leader said quickly. Lin Xian snorted coldly. "Is a great emperor family very powerful? It's not like I haven't been an enemy of a great emperor family before. The 10,000 dragon court went against me. What happened to them?" Hearing this, the Qilin tribe leader's pupils constricted. There was a trace of despair in his eyes. Chapter 55:11. "Sir, please be merciful." At this critical moment, an old voice rang out. Then a Qilin appeared and turned into an old man. This old man was really old, and the aura on his body was extremely terrifying. His strength was similar to Long Mu's. He was also an existence that had stepped out of the Saint Realm. It seemed that the Emperor Race's foundation was indeed extraordinary. They even had such an existence. "Uncle Master, save me." The Qilin clan leader was overjoyed. Great, his fourth uncle was here. He had hope. This old man was a grand elder, and his strength was comparable to Long Mu of the 10,000 Dragon Dynasty. As long as he helped, it shouldn't be a problem to save him. However, after the old Qilin arrived, he didn't care about the Qilin clan leader at all. Instead, he looked directly at Lin Xian. He said, "Lin Gongzi, my Qilin clan is in the wrong. Lin Gongzi, please be merciful." "You're here to save him?" Lin Xian furrowed his brows tightly. Although this guy was similar to Long Mu, he wasn't afraid now. This was because his current strength was extremely powerful. A terrifying flame mark appeared between his eyebrows. A terrifying pressure swept out in all directions. After the old Qilin saw this, he sighed. This young man grew too quickly, and he wasn't confident of winning. He shook his head and said, "I'm not here to plead for him. I'm here to plead for the Qilin clan. He offended Sir, and it was natural for him to die. But I hope that Sir won't blame the entire Qilin clan." After speaking, the old Qilin turned to look at the Qilin clan leader. The Qilin clan leader was stunned. What was going on? Was the old Qilin going to attack him? "No, Uncle Master, you can't do this to me. I'm the clan leader," the old Qilin said coldly. "You made the wrong decision and almost destroyed the entire clan. Now you're no longer the clan leader. You're a sinner. He formed a seal with his palm and slapped the Chelan clan leader. How could the Chelan clan leader be his opponent? Under this palm, his heart and soul were completely destroyed. He was dead. His eyes were filled with despair. Even in death, he couldn't believe that he would be killed by his uncle master. Beside him, the Purple Mansion's mansion lord also sucked in a cold breath. Even the great Emperor clans had to lower their heads. Damn it, looks like he's in danger this time. Lin Xian narrowed his eyes. He didn't expect the old Chelan to be so decisive and kill the patriarch of the Chelan clan. He shook his head slightly. Is that all? It was not enough. The old Chelan said. Of course, he didn't know these things. I will give young master some compensation. I will give you a full recovery and resources for extreme weapons. Lin Xian nodded. All right, send it to the Divine Union in 3 days. The amount of resources needed to revive an extreme-grade weapon was enormous. Even for the Divine Union, it wasn't easy to collect them. Now that the other party had actually given her so many resources, Lin Xian naturally accepted them all. Many thanks to Lin Gongzi. The old Chelan turned and left. There was only one person left in the world, and that was the Purple Mansion Lord. Lin Xian looked at him. House Master Zi's face turned extremely ugly. The Chelan race would not care about him. It seemed that he could only rely on himself. He took a deep breath, and his bloodline power began to burn. He wanted to activate the dragon pattern cauldron with all his might. With this extreme-grade weapon, he wouldn't die. However, he might be seriously injured. Lin Xian also opened the sword world and absorbed the energy inside. The heaven-devouring jar floated up and down, radiating light. The great dragon sword soul was extremely sharp. Lin Xian was about to make a move. However, at that moment, a cold snort was heard. You can't kill him, or you'll have to bear the consequences. Lin Xian frowned when he heard this voice. He didn't make a move. Did someone else come? The last person who came was the old Chelan of the Chelan race, an existence similar to Long Mu. Who was it this time? Was there such a person in the Purple Mansion? To be honest, even the house master of the Purple Mansion was stunned. Many of the foundations of the Purple Mansion were hibernating, and he didn't seem to know such a person. Unless it wasn't someone from the Purple Mansion. He turned to look at her, and the next moment she smiled, because he saw a group of people. If this person came, he wouldn't be in any danger. A figure walked over from the distance. This figure was wearing an ancient battle robe, and his body carried an ancient and desolate aura. Every step he took crossed millions of miles of mountains and rivers. In a few steps, he was nearby. Lin Xian frowned. This person was not ordinary. He gave him a sense of threat. Who was it? This shouldn't be someone from the Purple Mansion. He asked coldly. You want to help the Purple Mansion? The man in the ancient battle robe walked out. He was expressionless. It was as if he was cut by a knife. His eyes were as bright as lightning. After he arrived, he stared at Lin Xian. He said, Young man, enough is enough. Don't you think it's funny that you want me to stop with just one sentence? The ancient man shook his head. Do you know who I am? Do you know who he is? He pointed at the housemaster of the Purple Mansion. Lin Xian snorted. Wasn't he the housemaster of the Purple Mansion? The Purple Mansion has always been against me. Why can't I kill him? As for who you are, I don't need to know. I only need to know that if you dare to stop me, you're an enemy. I have never shown mercy to my enemies. Ha 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 ha, you're really arrogant. The ancient man looked up to the sky and laughed. I'm an existence that you can't challenge. As for him, although he can't defeat you, you have to look up to the existence standing behind him. His origin isn't something you can imagine. Chapter 55:12. So, You're from the forbidden land of death. But so what? Even the 10 great emissaries of Mount Eternal are no match for me. You want to fight me alone? You're still far from it. Lin Xian snorted coldly. As he spoke, he threw a punch at the Lord of the Purple Mansion. You're courting death. The ancient figure was also angry. He waved his hand and also threw out a chain. It carried a terrifying, desolate aura that wrapped around the black demonic fist. The two collided and blocked the demonic fist. Kid, don't go too far. If I attack, you won't have a good ending. Lin Xian narrowed his eyes as well. What a powerful force to be able to block his punch. However, he snorted coldly. The divine fire instantly erupted and swept the chain, shattering it. He attacked the Lord of the Purple Mansion. The Lord of the Purple Mansion hurriedly stopped him. The fist hit the dragon pattern cauldron and made an earth-shaking sound. Lin Xian's fist was shattered. He narrowed his eyes, as expected of an extreme weapon. Then he turned to look at the ancient figure. But you're not that strong. I'm afraid it's impossible for you to stop me. Kid, you're very arrogant. I'll show you the power of the barren tomb. More chains appeared behind him and danced in the air like lightning. Then he looked at the Lord of the Purple Mansion and said, You leave first? The Lord of the Purple Mansion said, Let's leave together with extreme weapons. The ancient figure shook his head. Don't worry, he can't kill me. I'll let him know the power of the forbidden land. He must submit. Okay. The Lord of the Purple Mansion gritted his teeth. I don't have much power left. I'll leave first. He killed our Triple Crown champion. Find a way to get revenge. Then the Lord of the Purple Mansion rose into the air. Lin Xian snorted coldly. You really think I don't exist? And you want to leave? Do you think it's possible? He threw the heaven-swallowing jar over with a palm. It covered the entire sky and swallowed the heavens and the earth. The black sky instantly pressed down. At this moment, all the creatures of the Tianxian continent knelt on the ground in fear. They kept crawling because the heaven-devouring jar had completely enveloped the heavenly fate continent. It was as if it wanted to swallow the heavenly secrets. The Purple Mansion's mansion lord was naturally the first to bear the brunt of the attack. He shouted angrily and used the dragon-rick cauldron to resist. Kid, your opponent is me. The ancient figure was infuriated. 10 chains flew out from his hand, roaring in the air like flying dragons. They charged towards Lin Xian. Lin Xian snorted coldly. With a wave of his hand, the stone golden crow swept across the sky. The two collided, creating an earth-shattering sound. Lin Xian then slashed out with his sword. He wasn't in the mood to waste time with his opponent, so he attacked with a killing blow. The sword transformed into a divine dragon, baring its fangs and brandishing its claws. The 10 chains were all shattered. The ancient figure was also sent flying, while Lin Xian soared into the air. He took a deep breath. Dalong, dragon scales appeared on his body, and he transformed into a divine dragon. He became one with his sword. In an instant, it rushed out. Damn it, how dare you? The ancient figure roared at the sky. The power of this attack made him feel terrified. On the other side, the Purple Mansion Lord's expression changed drastically. Although there was only half of the heaven-swallowing jar, his dragon-rick cauldron could suppress it. However, it was still an extreme-grade weapon, so she couldn't completely escape. Now Lin Xian became one with his sword and rushed over again. The Dalong sword soul tore through the extreme-grade aura with its invincible power and rushed in. Cracks appeared on his body, and the space between his eyebrows also cracked. No, the Purple Mansion Lord despaired. Die. Lin Xian was cold, and the power in his body erupted. However, at this moment, the Purple Mansion Lord's pupils became hollow. He stopped there and no longer attacked. In the next moment, a transcendent power erupted from his body. Not good. Lin Xian's expression changed. What kind of power was this? His divine dragon had 100 tails. With a boom, he was sent flying, and the sword qi on his body dimmed a lot. Kid, be careful. This is the power of a quasi-emperor. Dalong's voice rang out. Lin Xian frowned. A quasi-emperor. The Purple Mansion Lord is a quasi-emperor? Or is he like Yao Guang and has a quasi-emperor's remnant soul in his body? Dalong shook his head. No, this is not a quasi-emperor's remnant soul. It is not even an ordinary quasi-emperor. It is an extremely powerful quasi-emperor. The Purple Mansion Lord is not ordinary. It will be very difficult for you to kill him. Moreover, I suggest you don't kill him first. Don't alert the power behind the Purple Mansion Lord. Otherwise, your future path will be very difficult. Lin Xian frowned. What is the power behind the Purple Mansion Lord? Dalong said, it is our enemy. The previous generations of Dalong's descendants fought against it. You will not be an exception in the future. He will be our strongest enemy. The Dalong sword was broken by them. Hearing this, Lin Xian's pupils dilated. The Dalong sword soul is now a weapon spirit. However, the real Dalong sword was broken. How is this possible? According to his speculation, the Dalong sword should be an extreme grade weapon. However, it was broken by someone. What kind of power can break an extreme grade weapon? Just who was standing behind the Purple Mansion. The Purple Mansion Lord's expression was cold. His pupils became hollow. However, there was a transcendent power in his body, accompanied by a biting cold voice. Who is it that dares to attack my daughter? He stared at Lin Xian. Lin Xian snorted coldly. Sword qi surrounded him. At the same time, he called back the heaven-swallowing jar. An endless black hole appeared on his body to resist this power. The power of the heaven-swallowing jar. Is the heavenly court courting death again? However, in my eyes, you are just a group of ants. You can't fight against us. On the other side, the ancient figure also flew out. His expression was cold as he stared at Lin Xian. That sword strike just now had injured him and caused him to suffer a loss. He was seething with killing intent. However, he did not attack. Instead, he looked forward and cupped his fists. Lord, this kid is very strange. He is too strong. He will be a great threat in the future. Why don't we kill him now? Hearing this, Lin Xian's pupils shrank. A trace of biting, cold-killing intent appeared in his eyes. The ancient figure was actually so vicious and merciless. He stared fixedly at the other party. At the same time, he felt that the transcendent power in front of him seemed to have locked onto him. He snorted coldly. You want to kill me? Can you do it? Go to hell, ant. The transcendent power formed a gigantic hand that blotted out the sky and covered the earth as it slammed down. Dalong said, using the power of the reincarnation sword. Lin Xian's heart skipped a beat. It seemed that Dalong also wanted to hide. Okay, then I will use the power of the reincarnation sword. The light of reincarnation in Lin Xian's eyes kept exploding. He used it to the extreme. An illusion of the reincarnation sword formed between heaven and earth. The sword slashed forward, carrying the aura of the 6 paths of reincarnation. No. Seeing this, the ancient figure's expression changed drastically. He turned around and fled. Some gray aura appeared on his body. It seemed that some parts of his body were broken. That transcendent power was enraged. 6 paths of reincarnation. You are courting death. The terrifying transcendent hand slapped over to resist. In the next moment, an earth-shattering sound was heard. The sky of the entire burial earth was torn apart. A terrifying aura swept in all directions. Everyone looked up at the sky at this moment. What exactly happened? Chapter 55:13. Humph, I'll remember the power of reincarnation. Kid, I'll get rid of you one day. The transcendent power snorted coldly. Then, it took the purple mansion master and the dragon pattern cauldron into the sky and disappeared. It was obvious that even though the purple mansion master had a quasi-emperor behind him, he only used a portion of his power and left. Lin Xian closed his right eye. His face was pale. This quasi-emperor was not ordinary. Although he only used a portion of his power, he could feel that he was stronger than the chaotic quasi-emperor of the chaotic race. He asked, DeLong, even if you don't say anything else, you can at least tell me who the enemy is. Lin Xian wanted to know who was behind the purple mansion master. DeLong said, Permitha. Permitha. Lin Xian's pupils shrank. Wasn't it the Permitha flower that sealed his spirit meridians? It turned out that the Permitha flower didn't belong to the purple mansion master, but to the Permitha behind him. Lin Xian clenched his fists. A trace of cold killing intent appeared in his eyes. Permitha, one day I'll destroy it. He turned and left. On the other side, a figure walked out from the void in the distance. His ancient battle robe was torn. Damn it, it's the power of reincarnation. I almost reincarnated. He gritted his teeth. Damn it, I won't let you off. He turned and left. When the news spread out, the world was shocked. The Triple Crown champion was dead. It was unbelievable. When those people heard the news, they were in an uproar. That was the Triple Crown champion. He was above everything. He could kill an ancestral patriarch with a single move. How terrifying was that? But now, such a person was killed by Lin Wuti. How powerful was Lin Wuti? When those from the monarch race heard this, their scalps went numb, especially when they learned that not only was the Triple Crown champion killed, but even the Qilin race's patriarch had fallen. They were equally shocked. Did the Qilin race bow down to Lin Wuti? Even the Great Emperor race bowed down to him? This made the monarch race even more shocked. News of this storm spread throughout the entire burial earth. Everyone was talking about Lin Xian. They knew that Lin Xian had also become a triple champion. As for the Divine Union, it had most likely grown to the level of an emperor tribe. Even a great emperor clan would have to be respectful to him. This was a sect that had never produced a great emperor, but it had a supreme status. It was truly unbelievable. After the Purple Mansion's sect received the news, they fell into despair. What? The Triple Crown champion was dead. That was their hope, and it was destroyed just like that. No, it was as if they had seen the end of the world. Where was the manor head? What about the manor head? They were also extremely worried. But it was still all right. A day later, a purple figure descended from the sky, tearing through the void. When the people of the Purple Mansion saw this, they all cried out in alarm. It was the prefecture lord. They walked over and knelt on the ground. The chief of the Z government had a powerful aura. He said coldly, I know what happened, don't talk about it. I need to go into seclusion and activate the defensive formation. Was the manor head injured? The elders were shocked. Quickly activate the defensive array. They all took defensive actions. On the other side, Yao Guang stood on a mountain peak. After receiving the news, his eyes shone with a cold light. The Triple Crown champion was killed, and by Lin Wuti. How was this possible? He clenched his fists, his eyes filled with shock. Previously, when the Triple Crown champion woke up, he defeated him in one move, which made him grit his teeth. In the end, he had no choice but to escape. After that, he felt that Lin Xian wouldn't be able to escape the fate of being killed. But now, the situation was completely different. Lin Xian had killed the Triple Crown champion, and according to the intelligence, it wasn't the power of an extreme grade weapon. He had killed the Triple Crown champion with his own strength. Lin Wuti had also become the Triple Crown champion? damn it, what had he obtained in the ancient tomb? Yao Guang gritted his teeth. His body flickered, and he flew towards the Tianji continent. He arrived at the place where the battle had taken place. He wanted to find the Triple Crown champion's corpse, but this time he raised his head and roared. There was no Triple Crown champion's corpse. It seemed that Lin Wuti had been wary of him and had already destroyed his body and soul. He snorted coldly, then shattered a dozen mountains. Power! He wanted great power. He also wanted to become the Triple Crown champion. Now, he was far behind Lin Xian, so he didn't dare to show himself. He could only search for some ancient tombs and devour some experts' corpses. Don't be anxious. Stay here first. You will have a chance. At this time, the Ninth Firmament Boundary Emperor's soul spoke. Yao Guang snorted. Old thing, what can you do? To be honest, he couldn't wait any longer. He wanted to devour the other party. The Ninth Firmament Boundary Emperor said, You better not have any ideas about me, because I will be very helpful to you. I said that I will help you become a Boundary Emperor. Yao Guang shook her head. But I can't help you kill Lin Wuti now. The Ninth Firmament Boundary Emperor said, You still have a chance. In the next period of time, there will be an unexpected phenomenon. I can feel it. He is coming. Soon it won't be long. Wait patiently. When he comes, with my help, I can guarantee that you will improve by leaps and bounds. He's coming? What is it? Who is coming? Yao Guang asked. The Ninth Firmament Boundary Emperor said no more. Wait patiently. On the other side, Huang Ling also appeared in front of everyone. This forbidden land exploded with endless light, and there were even people shouting. This news spread all over the world. When the people on Buried Earth Star heard about it, they were also shocked. Heavens, Huang Ling actually appeared. This is also a forbidden land. After Mount Eternal, it also appeared. Why do I feel that something big is going to happen? Too many forbidden lands have appeared recently. Not only that, I feel that the golden era is really coming. In this era, there will definitely be a great emperor. I feel that Lin Wuti is very likely to be one. He has already surpassed everyone. Voices of discussion were heard one after another. Those great emperor clans were also nervous. However, some of the extremely ancient supreme elders had grave expressions on their faces. Don't be impatient. Lin Wuti has hope, but that doesn't mean that others don't. Our great emperor clans have some records about forbidden lands. There are human sovereigns in this world. When the time comes, they will not let Lin Wuti become an emperor so easily. Voices sounded one after another. The great emperor clans and remote antiquity clans were all waiting. Undercurrents were surging on Buried Earth Star. However, the Divine Union was cheering. Great Lin Xian had won. He had killed the Triple Crown King and returned with a strong momentum. He had shown the might of the Divine Union. From now on, let's see who would dare to attack the Divine Union. They were very happy. Yen, Ruyu, the Crimson Dragon, and the others also heaved sighs of relief. The savage wilderness ancestor and the others also smiled. After Lin Xian returned, he began to wait. 2 days later, the people from the Qilin clan arrived. Chapter 55:14. While the people of Ancient City were nervous, the people of the Divine Union were also on guard. Were they going to attack them again? However, Lin Xian smiled. Don't worry, they were here to deliver gifts. Deliver gifts? Hong Yi and the others were stunned. However, their eyes soon widened in shock. They were really here to deliver gifts. When the elders of the Qilin tribe arrived, they greeted Lin Gongzi respectfully. They bowed, as if they were facing the leader of an emperor tribe. Lin Xian nodded and asked, Did you bring the items? They are here. Please take a look. Lin Gongzi. The elders took out more than 10 storage rings. Lin Xian waved his hand and grabbed them. He checked them with his soul consciousness before nodding. Very good. The Qilin tribe is a man of his word. The elders of the Qilin tribe heaved a sigh of relief. They had completed their mission. They said, Lin Gongzi, we might have a chance to work together in the future. Therefore, the Qilin tribe doesn't want to become Lin Gongzi's enemy. After saying that, he took his leave. The people of Saint Origin Ancient City were even more shocked. An emperor tribe had come personally to deliver gifts. This was enough to show how powerful Lin Xian was now. When this news spread, it caused another uproar. Finally, he had gotten his hands on it. Lin Xian's lips curled into a smile as he held onto the energy. Then he said, Divine Union, listen up, gather. The Divine Union's invitation was sent out in all directions. The allies of the Divine Union rushed over. Actually, there was no need for Lin Xian to say anything. When the news of his victorious return spread, these people had already started to gather. They had come to congratulate him. Now that they had received the Divine Union's order, they sped up. In just one day, all the allies of the Divine Union had gathered. They looked at Lin Xian in front of them excitedly. Lin Xian's expression was solemn. Previously, the Z Mansion had attacked the Divine Union. This was an unforgivable crime. Now we have to fight back. Killing a Triple Crown champion is not enough. Ruyu brings some people to attack the Z Mansion. Ruyu walked out and nodded. She brought some remote antiquity families with her and soared into the sky. Before they left, Lin Xian said to pay attention to the Purple Mansion's mansion lord. He had an extraordinary power in his body, and they must not let him get hurt. This time, he only needed to teach the Z Mansion a lesson. There was no need to kill them all. I understand. Yan Ruyu nodded. Then Lin Xian said, Ruzalong, take your men and destroy the spiritual exterminators and the Golden Armor sect. Don't worry. The Crimson Dragon also brought some people with him. Hong Yi brings some people over and exterminate the Demon Shark clan, Xianjian sect, and the Giant Serpent clan. One order after another was passed down. These were all people who had opposed Lin Xian before. Previously, Lin Xian hadn't had the time. Now that he had returned to the Divine Union, he wanted to take revenge. He wanted the entire buried Earth Star and the people of the myriad realms to see the consequences of opposing the Divine Union. The people from the Divine Union moved out quickly. Lin Xian, on the other hand, headed for the Thousand Dragon Court. He went to support the Murong Qingcheng. At this moment, the buried Earth Star was shaken once again. Lin Xian had mobilized the power of the Divine Union to attack the enemy again. No one knew what the outcome would be. Everyone was paying attention. The peerless sects, remote antiquity families, and even the emperor clans were constantly patrolling for news. The first battle was between the Golden Armor sect and the spiritual exterminators. The leaders of these two sects and their important sacred weapons had been destroyed, so their strength had long been depleted. Under the attack of the Crimson Dragon, they were quickly destroyed. The spiritual exterminators were destroyed. Soon after, the Golden Armor sect was also destroyed. The people of the Tianji continent were shocked when they heard that the two top sects had been destroyed. The people of the buried Earth Star were also in an uproar. This was really shocking. Lin Wuyi had really made a move. The people from the Qilin clan were also shocked. As for the other remote antiquity families and peerless sects, their scalps went numb. Many of them had gone against Lin Xian before. Back then, more than 80 sects had attacked together. So many of them had been destroyed. However, Lin Xian had not attacked all of them. He had only targeted 3 of them, the Xianjian sect, the Grinding Shark clan, and the Python clan. Fu Hongya had led some remote antiquity families to attack. This was a terrifying battle. However, the divine union was at its peak now. Although it had been damaged previously, its strength was still terrifying. Coupled with Lin Wudi's reputation, the people of the three sects were terrified before the battle had even started. In the end, the three sects had been completely destroyed. In an instant, everyone was even more shocked. The Purple Mansion sect was also under attack. The green lotus bloomed, and the Purple Mansion sect's array shook violently. Oh no, the Divine Union is attacking. They have used extreme weapons. The Mansion Master is still in seclusion. Damn it, we have to use the Dragon Pattern Cauldron to defend ourselves. Many people went forward to use the Dragon Pattern Cauldron. In the secret room, the leader of the Z government opened his eyes and humphed coldly. What a detestable guy. He waved his sleeves and threw the dragon pattern nail out. Then he said, "Just defend yourself." Although he had been saved by Lin Wudi's transcendental power, he had still been injured. Therefore, he had to recuperate. Furthermore, Lin Wudi had not given them any time to prepare. They could only defend themselves now. He would take revenge in the future. The elders who had obtained the Dragon Pattern Cauldron used it to defend themselves. The two extreme weapons collided, causing the sky to crumble and the earth to crack. The people on Burial Earthstar were in an uproar. After the Divine Union had destroyed a few sects, they had attacked the Purple Mansion sect. They wondered how the battle was going. Yenryu had also brought a lot of power with her this time. The Dragon Pattern Cauldron was shaking nonstop. They had torn apart the Purple Mansion sect's mountain gate and destroyed countless palaces and mountains. Many people in the Purple Mansion sect had turned into a bloody mist. The people in the Purple Mansion sect had no way to defend themselves. The array had been opened. They could only retreat with their extreme weapons and protect the core area. Yenryu did not make any more moves. This time, Lin Xian had only given him the task of intimidating the enemy. He had given them a warning. Therefore, he had completed his task. He said with a victorious smile, "Let's go." The people of the Divine Union left, leaving behind ruins. When the monarch race and remote antiquity family found out about the situation, they all sucked in a breath of cold air. Even with the protection of an extreme weapon, it had been destroyed to this extent. Without the extreme weapon, the Purple Mansion sect would have been destroyed. In the core area of the Purple Mansion sect, the space there was already very small. The people who were still alive looked at the shattered scene outside and gritted their teeth. The elders' hearts were bleeding. 50,000 years ago, besides the battle with the Heavenly Court, they had never experienced such heavy losses. Now, Lin Xian's Divine Union seemed to be even more powerful than the Heavenly Court back then. They could only wait for the Purple Mansion Master to come out of seclusion. They could only grit their teeth and stay here. News after news spread rapidly on Burial Earthstar. Countless people were in an uproar. They looked up at the sky. They could only worship the Divine Union. Many people even wanted to join the Divine Union. Lin Xian had already arrived at the 10,000 Dragon Court. Chapter 55:15. At this moment, the 10,000 Dragon Dynasty was in tatters. The cultivators of the 10,000 Dragon Dynasty were in an even more miserable state. They were being chased by so many extreme weapons. Even though they were from a great emperor family and had a strong foundation, they were already on the verge of collapse. Damn it, they couldn't accept this. The people of the 10,000 Dragon Dynasty gritted their teeth. Long Mu's eyes were red. He was much thinner than before, and his hair was whiter than before. He was extremely tired, but he still gritted his teeth and resisted. "Just you wait. Don't let us recover. Otherwise, we won't rest until we're dead." The people of the Emperor family frowned. It was too difficult to completely destroy a great emperor family. However, at this moment, a cold snort came from the sky. Won't rest until we're dead. Do you think you still have a chance? Hearing this, everyone was stunned. The pupils of the 10,000 Dragon Dynasty constricted. It was Lin Wuti. Long Mu raised his head, and his eyes instantly turned red. He would never forget this voice. Damn, Lin Wuti, you still dare to come? He roared angrily and struck at the sky with his palm, drawing a huge dragon and forming a dragon saber. The sky was torn apart in an instant. A figure dodged the attack and walked over in the air. It was none other than Lin Xian. Lin Xian said, "That's right. I'm here to destroy you. Brother Xian, you are fine. This is great." When Murong Qingqing saw Lin Xian, a smile appeared on the corner of her mouth. The others were also shocked. "Lin Wuti, you're not dead?" Lin Xian smiled. "It seems like your news is too outdated. You don't know anything now. Not only am I not dead, but I've also broken through. Not long ago, I even killed the Triple Crown King and severely injured the Purple Palace, Triple Crown King." Hearing this, the people of the Emperor family were shocked. What was going on? Did the Triple Crown King appear? Just as Lin Xian said, they had been attacking the 10,000 Dragon Dynasty. They really didn't know anything else. Now, they hurriedly asked their families for help. When they received the news from their families, they sucked in a breath of cold air. Not long ago, the Triple Crown King appeared and defeated the Dao sect's old ancestor with one palm. He even defeated the light-shaking realm. How powerful was such a person? But now, he was killed by Lin Wuti. What kind of breakthrough did Lin Wuti achieve in the Dragon Emperor's tomb? They dared not imagine. Sensing these gazes, Lin Xian smiled and said, "Everyone, our goal is the 10,000 Dragon Dynasty. Now is not the time to talk about me. Let's attack together and completely suppress them today." The others also took a deep breath. Indeed, the 10,000 Dragon Dynasty was at the end of its rope. With the addition of Lin Xian, their chances of winning should be higher. The people of the 10,000 Dragon Dynasty were in despair. Lin Wuti was still alive, but they were about to be destroyed. Long Mu gritted his teeth and stepped forward. He said, "Kid, do you dare to fight me to the deaths? Let's fight. I've won. Everyone leave. No more attacks. If you win, then we will give up the 10,000 Dragon Dynasty and leave buried Earth. What do you think?" When these words were spoken, the people of the 10,000 Dragon Dynasty were in an uproar. They were all in despair. Were they going to leave Burial Earthstar to their great emperor clans? This was simply too humiliating. The other emperor clans were shocked too. No way. Was he going to fight one-on-one? They shook their heads. How could Lin Wuti be so stupid to fight one-on-one with Long Mu? Although Lin Wuti was the Three-Crown King, he shouldn't be able to defeat Long Mu. With such an advantage, why would Lin Wuti choose to fight one-on-one? These people were in deep discussion. Lin Xian laughed. "Oh, you want to fight one-on-one with me? Okay, I'll grant you your wish. The two of us can fight one-on-one without the help of others or extreme weapons. How about that?" Sure. Long Mu was delighted. He was just testing and didn't have much hope. He didn't expect Lin Xian to actually agree. Lin Xian said, "Okay then, let's fight to the death." Everyone was shocked. The emperor clans frowned. The Gu family elder said, "Lin Wuti, aren't you being too arrogant? Right? What right do you have to decide for us? If you lose, do we have to give up?" Fire Qilin gritted his teeth. Lin Xian looked at these people and snorted coldly. "How can you know my strength?" He stared at Fire Qilin and said, "Your Qilin race's leader died in front of me, and you still dare to be arrogant in front of me?" When he heard this, Qilin's expression changed. The other emperor clans were also shocked. There was such a thing? What exactly happened outside? They realized that during the days they were attacking the 10,000 Dragon Court, there seemed to have been a huge change outside. Lin Xian was very domineering. He waved his hand and walked out. He said, "Come, as long as you can beat me, I can guarantee that no one will attack again." "Good kid, you said that." Long Mu gritted his teeth and walked out. He hated and feared this young man in front of him. He killed the Dragon Prince and attacked the Dragon Emperor's tomb. Now, he wanted to attack the 10,000 Dragon Court. How could he not hate him? He was even more afraid. Lin Xian's talent was too strong, surpassing the emperor's. Now that he had grown to such a level, he would become an emperor in the future. Once the other party became a great emperor, it would be their time of death. Therefore, this was his last chance. He couldn't miss it. He walked out. His figure was incomparably tall, and his white hair instantly turned into a waterfall of black hair. At this moment, he had turned into a handsome middle-aged man. It was obvious that he was going to go all out. Even if it was for the sake of the 10,000 Dragon Court, he had to defeat Lin Xian this time. The dragon scales on his body bloomed, and the aura of the Tao of Dragons was incomparably terrifying. It swept across the surroundings. At this moment, the others also retreated. Well, they would let Lin Wuti exhaust Long Mu's power first. When the time came, they would attack. As for the agreement between Lin Xian and the other party, what a joke. They didn't think that Lin Xian could defeat Long Mu. After all, Long Mu was already one step away from the Saint Realm. He was only one step away from becoming a quasi-emperor. No matter how strong Lin Wuti was, he was only a divine ancestor. There was a huge difference between the two of them. Of course, this was only their judgment. In fact, they couldn't be blamed because they had never seen the Triple Crown champion. They had never seen the battle between Lin Xian and the Triple Crown champion. If they saw it with their own eyes, they probably wouldn't think so, because the Triple Crown champion's strength was far beyond their imagination, and Lin Xian's strength was even stronger. Long Mu hollered out coldly as he punched out with a punch. That punch transformed into a gigantic dragon claw that swept across the entire world. It charged towards Lin Xian. Lin Xian snorted coldly. He formed a seal with his palms, and pitch-black demonic chi formed a huge seal that charged towards the sky. The black seal was like a demon god that had been resurrected. The collision of the two shook the world. Would Lin Wuti be able to withstand it? Would this move shatter his body and cause him to be seriously injured? Humph! How could he be a match for Lin Xian without an extreme weapon? Chapter 55:16. The people from the Emperor race shook their heads. This kid couldn't block it at all. The people from the 10,000 Dragon Dynasty were also cold. Lin Wuti was too arrogant. They admitted that he was strong and that no one in the younger generation was his match. But if he didn't use the power of an extreme weapon to fight against Lord Long Mu, he was too naive. What was he? Lord Long Mu had 1 foot out of the Saint Realm and was just 1 step away from the quasi-emperor realm. Even if Lin Wuti could kill the Triple Crown King, could he fight against someone who crossed the Saint Realm? They didn't believe it. The people from the 10,000 Dragon Dynasty all shook their heads. To them, Lin Xian might have been heavily injured by this palm. Hong! A shocking sound rang out, and a terrifying light shone in all directions. Everyone retreated. They all opened their eyes wide and looked carefully. Lin Wuti, had turned into a blood mist. However, very quickly, the smiles on their faces disappeared. What replaced it was a look of terror. He didn't die. The people from the 10,000 Dragon Dynasty exclaimed. The pupils of the Emperor race people constricted. How was that possible? Was Lin Wuti fine? He really blocked Long Mu's attack. Murong Qingcheng heaved a sigh of relief. Great Brother Xian's strength was much stronger than before. Long Mu's pupils constricted. He felt his dragon claw tremble. The other party's fist was too terrifying. It actually made his scalp go numb. How was that possible? Your body. Lin Xian forced back the dragon claw and then smiled. You are old, and your strength is only SOSO. After saying this, he roared, Reincarnation Fist. He used an extremely strong fist. The power of the 6 paths of reincarnation flew out and pierced through heaven and earth. It caused the dragon claw to retreat. Long Mu retreated and smashed millions of miles of mountain peaks. He seemed to have gone mad. Damn it! He rose into the air and charged over. Dragon's destruction. He waved his hand and 18 terrifying cracks appeared in the sky. They were like dragons of destruction as they charged towards Lin Xian. Die for me. He really didn't believe that the other party could fight against him. Lin Xian scoffed coldly, and endless sword energy appeared in his hand. Shura 5 sword. Lin Xian shot out 5 streaks of sword energy. This was a terrifying killing move that pierced through the destructive aura and charged forward. The terrifying dragon's 5 swords landed on Long Mu's body, causing him to retreat. Among them, a sword wound appeared on his body, piercing through his shoulder. His arm fell to his side. How did this happen? She could actually injure me. Long Mu was in disbelief. The surrounding people also went crazy. They all stared with their eyes wide open. Damn it, I must be dreaming. How did this kid Long Mu's? How did he have such strength? Is Lin Woody? Why do I feel as sick can't be? Right. How long has it been? From a puny little saint, he already possesses power that surpasses that of a divine ancestor. Emperor race-peopled. They were now very suspicious about what Lin Xian had obtained in the Dragon Emperor's ancient tomb. I've said it before. You're old. You're no match for me. Lin's thousand Lin Xian stood there and said coldly. Long Mu's eyes were red and killing intent emerged from his body. He had seen the battle between Lin Xian and the 7th Dragon General. Lin Xian may have defeated the 7th Dragon General, but the 7th Dragon General's cultivation was suppressed at that time. So in Long Mu's opinion, Lin Xian wouldn't be able to block a single move in a real battle. In fact, even he would be able to kill them, as long as he didn't use an extreme weapon. But now, Lin Xian didn't use the power of an extreme weapon at all. Instead, he injured Long Mu with his own strength. Is this the power of the Triple Crown champion? Damn it, this guy is definitely not an ordinary Triple Crown champion. Indeed, the Triple Crown champion was powerful. For example, Ziming swept through everything. But even if Ziming met Long Mu, he wouldn't be a match for him. After all, Long Mu was very close to becoming a boundary emperor. But unfortunately, he met Lin Xian. Lin Xian had the divine fire seed. This was a power formed after becoming a boundary emperor. He already had it in advance. So, how could Long Mu be his match? Aren't you surprised? Lin Xian took a step forward and slashed out with his sword again. This sword lit up the sky and turned into eternity between heaven and earth. It was like a giant dragon slashing towards Long Mu. Long Mu and Yang Tian roared and tried to block it. However, he was still sent flying, and a large crack appeared on his body. Dragon blood dyed the sky red. The 9 heavens and 10 earths collapsed under this blood. It couldn't be helped. Long Mu's blood was too terrifying. I'm injured again. Long Mu roared at the sky. My blood will refine you. Turn into a sea of blood for me. The droplets of dragon blood suddenly grew larger, turning into a sea of blood that loomed over Lin Xian. Everywhere it passed, the sky collapsed and the earth cracked. Nothing could stop it. It's just dragon blood, not the blood of a boundary emperor. It can't stop me at all. Lin Xian was calm. The sword in his hand became more and more terrifying. He roared at the sky. I have a sword that can cut the sky and the underworld. Cut it open. The sword energy became even more resplendent. Lin Xian held the giant sword in his hand, as if he had turned into a peerless sword god. He slashed out and slashed into the dragon blood. The sea of blood surged and swept in all directions. The dragon blood was actually cut open. Long Mu vomited blood and was sent flying again. No, the people of the 10,000 dragon court knelt on the ground. They were all in despair.